Yeah? And?
Welcome back to another game of Skyfall 5e. How was the week, guys? It's good to see you.
George Foreman.
Great.
George Foreman. Monster Hunter.
It was George Foreman good.
George Foreman.
Wait, do you know how much
the slogan?
It's
A
like...
Monster Hunter? Maybe.
It's George Foreman good. The best anime crossover.
Machine, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a sandwich machine. It was like the sandwich press.
No, those slogans, like lean mean grilling machine, because the whole
Oh,
thing
yeah,
was like the fat would drip
Lean,
out
mean
at the
grilling
bottom,
machine.
so it'd be lean mean.
That one makes sense.
That sounds pretty accurate.
Sounds right, yeah.
We'll get one of our
I used to
researchers
own a
on
bunch
it.
of those George Foreman girls. They were
Alright.
free giveaways from the casinos.
Well, it's good to have you all back. We'll jump back into the session. You guys had finished a massive fight at the end of the last one, and are currently in a disheveled state outside of a strange temple near the swamp. What do you guys want to do?
Turn and look over at both the others who've recently been injured.
Ooh,
Hey
can we check
guys,
for Martin?
I feel
You
like
okay?
something is wrong, mate, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
Oh, interesting. You're fine. Martin, are you okay?
I'll tell you what's wrong.
Conscious?
I didn't
Martin is
roll for my
super dead on the
hours.
ground.
I didn't roll for my hours of 1 hour.
Well, we
Guys,
seem
Did you do
Should we,
anything about
Should we contact Tyrannus?
him?
I don't believe so. Oh, can we actually move him? Or is he like incorporeal right now, or is he touchable?
You can move me.
No, he's just a corpse on the ground right now.
Is he cold?
Yes,
Because he's dead? Okay.
Pretty sure he's always cold.
Merton's
Do you
always
think
cold.
he's-
Yeah.
I don't think,
Well,
given
since
his
I don't know
condition,
this-
he is actually dead, though.
I like to try and warm him up. Let me
Sorry.
get some scorching ray action. Hold on.
Oh,
Burning
wow.
hands?
I was like, I will help. I'll pull
Why
out
don't you
my
just hit me with some
blanket.
radiant damage while you're at it?
The
That
ink
works
already did
wonders
that
on
one
the
for
undead.
Sitting here executing our buddy. I turn
Guys,
and
I
look
think
at
we should
Trent.
try and get away from
No, I believe we're fine.
The
If we've
temple.
actually made an enemy of Law, then running away won't do much. And
It's not Raw that I'm scared of, it's the other
the other rainbow gang.
color members.
Well, if you're willing to give your spot on Black River for now, we'll put Merton up there. Now, what you're probably feeling now, with that wooziness, is probably the blood loss from earlier, when you had multiple holes going through your body.
Does Trent have any bruises?
Pretty sure my whole body is
Yeah,
bruised.
you got, like,
You're just-
I would
slash.
like to swiftly poke that bruise.
Oh, God.
Ouch, that
I just want to see if you're still alive. Good.
hurt.
Dude, I'm a healer. Trust me. I just want to see if you're still alive.
Never trusted you since I met you, Illyria.
Yeah, well, you're smart.
I'll start trying to lift Merton's corpse up onto Black River.
Okay.
I left it up there, but
Minor
make sure
illusion
that Trent's
myself
able to
helping.
actually walk.
As a cripple, you struggle with this task a little bit, but Sukul comes over, and soon you guys have his body slumped over your horse.
Well, let's go moving north as you originally planned, but
We should probably send a message letting people know what just happened. We identified another one of them, and we should let them know that we're going to be delayed.
think
Wait.
on the message as we move. Let's get away from the temple, like you said. They are aware we're here.
Yeah.
Is there any other messages in there?
I will check the amuleto.
Yours is the last message on the amulet.
It is. That's gnome, right?
Alright, I need to go grab a blanket to cover the budget. They won't shut up.
What?
Oh, you
Talking
mean
about
in real life?
Confirmed.
As we walk forward, the message Trent is currently coming up with and speaking out loud, is something along the lines of there might be a slight delay in our cipher. We were attacked by another one of the color gang. This one was a
Blonde
Angel.
celestial.
blonde celestial angel of Raoul.
Okay. You can type the exact words if you want to send off a message. And
Does that sound good, you guys?
Sounds
Thumbs
good to
up.
me. Merton has no input as he's still knocked out.
Send it to you, Illusion.
yeah, just send it to me in a PM on Discord.
Mhm.
Now, as you guys go wandering off, you leave the temple behind you and traverse these burned fields. It takes about an hour or so before Merton, you wake back up. And after fading into darkness, having been slashed by an angel, basically your archenemy is an undead creature, you wake up and you're slumped over Black River there, and the rest of your group is wandering along.
Oh, God.
Ah, you've
Hey.
awakened.
Morning.
I was afraid
Jesus.
what might happen to you. You might just actually.
Hey, does anybody know how to spell Raoul?
R-A-W-L. Wait, was
Should
it?
have known the paladin would know how to spell it.
Did you guys kill that thing?
No, she ran away.
Oh, God.
I tried to taunt her to come back, but instead she just hit me with a guiding bolt and flew away.
Trent called her a dumb bitch.
I did.
Hmm
I also said several other
Mean things.
nasty things using an array of colorful language.
Why?
See what I did there? My head hurts.
She recognized us. Why are there angels a part of the bad guys, exactly?
Maybe she's like brainwashed.
We knew that
I thought it was
Raoul
just
is
like humans.
neutral.
Hmm.
There's angels a part of this? How is... Oh, God.
All I know, she took my necklace.
I would
Told you
think
guys
so.
we should have just left it there.
Yeah, we shouldn't have went to that damn place.
None of us could have foreseen that happening. But
Yeah.
in the end, I
That
think
didn't
we
even
got some
help us.
valuable
What the
information.
hell are the chances of that? We went to the temple of someone part of that?
Well, we also did not think a celestial would be on their side.
No, I would not think so at all.
I mean, they did trap death, right? So maybe makes a little sense.
Oh, God.
It's a leap, but of course, it does make sense in hindsight.
Who,
We
whose
couldn't have
temple was
known that
that?
in the beginning.
What god is that?
Rawl?
Roll.
The god of
Oh.
summer.
I feel like that would be a happy god. What do we know about? What do we know about that?
Oh, he is an energetic god. So, but most of those gods are not meddlesome in every one of our human activities. Whatever his agents are doing might not be necessarily Raul's intentions or will.
Do we? If we get to a city, manage to get to a city, we have gods after us. I don't know. We should investigate that god. Maybe the angel went rogue or something. Maybe.
Well, that is the hope.
Where's
An
the
actual-
city?
If an actual god is on their side, I think all is lost.
Yeah. If we make it to Kazatov, we should inquire about Rawl. Does anyone know about Rawl? Like who that angel was? Did we get her name?
No, I don't know anything about her, but I was just about to send off a message through the amulet if you want to make
I
sure that I have the wording correct.
I thought you
Did
Have
I
you
sent
got
that
know
an
anything about
I thought you
Rawl?
sent that an hour ago, Trent. Isn't that
So-
why your
I've
head
been-
was hurting?
Coming up with the wording.
Got you.
This is what I have right now, Merton. There might be a slight delay in the cipher.
Cut that line out. We don't want to
We
look
were
like-
attacked by another color member. This one is a blonde celestial angel devoted to Roll.
I would say just send that part. We don't have to talk about a delay. That's unnecessary.
Okay.
We don't
What do you
want
guys
to.
think?
We need to be the confident party because if we give signs of weakness, it's
Yeah,
less.
they'll just murder us.
Give it to me again. We were attacked,
by another
color member. A long-haired celestial of Rawl.
color member. This one is a blonde
Wow.
celestial angel devoted to Rawl.
That's good.
Should we mention anything else? I feel like this is kind of a short message.
I
You could
think
also
if
mention
we-
the Necromancer, that there's another on their side, one powerful enough to trace us, Scry.
I'd like to table talk remind you that the other groups don't know about the colors.
Oh,
Ah, didn't know that.
even better. Maybe we need to clarify a little bit more then.
Hmm.
Okay, instead of saying the color group, we should call them the groups that are after Great Souls, or the group that is
The Great Soul Hunters.
hunting Great Soul. Or up
Another
to
one of our
something.
enemies attacked us. We could always... well, we'd be able to send another message by the time we got to Kazatov, so...
I mean, you can include a lot more information in the cipher, right?
I still am working on it.
Yeah, you're kind of dead for a bit.
How long?
Perhaps
An
if
hour?
it's too short, then we should
Oh,
just,
an hour.
we
Illusion,
should
as
just
I
warn them
enter,
that she's
as I
powerful.
enter this into the amulet, does it feel like it's, easily done? What we have right now.
What was it, like a one line?
It was like we were attacked by another enemy. This one is a blonde celestial angel devoted to Rawl.
Yeah, that would be easy.
What if I added? She also spoke about a necromancer who serves them.
Oh. For that, you could make a wisdom roll to try and get it through.
What do you guys think?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's pause for a moment while he concentrates then.
Whoa! My head.
Nice.
17.
You're in the clear. You send a new message. PM that to me if you would. Thank you.
Are we still moving to Kazatov then? I'll hop off the horse.
Yes,
I will hop right onto it.
we've already moved significantly north. Maybe half an hour or 40 minutes journey, considering our slower pace.
Does
I'm
anybody
not
else
alive.
feel like I
That's-
keep blanking or something?
Who keeps blanking?
My head just like pulsing, and I feel like I occasionally just like space out for a second.
Like I said, Trent, you lost a lot of blood. You were slashed by a celestial repeatedly.
You want me to look
I don't
into
really remember anything about the fight. All I
You've been
remember is
getting-
talking shit.
You've been
When I
getting
had no
beat
business
up.
doing so.
You got your leg broken, you go down all the time, you just got destroyed by a literal angel. You've been limping for weeks on crutches. I don't expect you would be feeling very good or even rested or had a
Olivia.
chance.
Perhaps
up?
you should look into his eyes with light
Sure.
to see if he has any of those problems or conditions
Come here, Trent.
affecting his
Let me
mind or
examine you.
something else.
I mean, maybe it's the fact that I'm so fucked up, but I don't even really feel like anything's wrong anymore. Like my leg, ever since this fight happened with my head, I don't even like notice it. You know? I mean, maybe it's the adrenaline, but
Can I
Sort
like
of pains
examine
there.
him?
I've heard
Anything
stories
weird
of
about his face?
injuries
Sure.
that left men unfeeling down.
You can make a
Below the
medicine
legs.
check.
Ooh, I'm not proficient in this bitch. Oops. Oh, I just dropped.
I mean, we are
Can I
still
reroll that?
That wasn't a roll.
hoping that your leg has healed at one point. This injury could mean how it was.
What? Is that an 8?
You have no medicine modifier?
No, I don't. Is that an 8?
Looks like an 8 to me.
Okay, 8.
Table talk. What are you talking about there, Jimmy?
We're just trying to see if
I think I'm sort of like either on like an adrenaline kick or maybe I'm so stunned because like my head is all fucked up right now. So I figured I'm
Were you told that in game you don't feel pain?
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming by now, we've been traveling for like weeks. I'm used to like my leg. But like, given how bad my head is right now, my body is probably like shutting down. Considering I was literally cut by like a giant angel sword.
Probably be in a lot of pain unless you have another reason
Okay.
for thinking
So what
that.
I'd like to see if his body is severed in half.
So when you
He
look
has actually
over here,
permanent neurological disease.
you think Trent is pretty beat up, and a lot of travel and heavy battles are starting to wear on him. But you're no medical expert. That's just, you know, kind of what you see looking at the guy. He looks haggard.
If anything, you're going
Just a
insane.
scratch, Trent. You're fine. You can shake it off.
And I pull out like a dry piece of meat and some water, and I hand it over to Trent.
I like, when I try and concentrate on something, my head just goes all like...
Oh, yeah. I think a good night of sleep should be fine.
Some water and food.
Some
maybe.
air.
Why don't you take a nap on the horse?
And that would
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah,
Sure.
And
take a
I'm
nap.
just gonna fall asleep on the horse.
I'll grab the reins and kind of like lead the horse along, so he's like stable, doesn't get lost.
Why don't we make sure we keep moving? If seems like we have a lot on our tail here. Probably stay quiet for the most part. And as a
Right.
goal
Evolution,
you
when I
said
get a
to-
short rest, let
We
me
have-
know.
We have the forest ahead of us. Hopefully we can lose whatever till there, but keep your eyes peeled. They have
Concentrate
been
your
known to
thoughts
spy on
on-
us from above.
Yeah. Concentrate on scrying.
Okay.
It seems like they're doing that a lot.
I detected it once, but I can't promise the same result every time. They have many magics for tracking us.
Trent, you get a short rest.
Cool. I'm gonna roll some hit dice and take my arcane recovery if that's
Mhm.
kosher.
Should we all take a short rest? I mean, I feel like shit.
Now, we're
Sure.
still moving right now on the horse. We have to rest. Let's. Actually, I turn to Merton and say, "Let's get to the woods at least. We're kind of still in the open in between.
Yeah, I
I
mean, we've been
probably
walking-
see it off in the distance, right?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think you could get there in maybe like a day.
I point over towards the horizon where the tree line's starting to appear. Let's make it to there, at the very least.
You said it's a day away.
Oh, the end of the day.
What happens if someone finds us before then?
Beat him.
Looking around, is there somewhere like that we could potentially set up and be defensible? Or are we like in the open field still?
You're in an open field. If you were to walk an hour back in the same direction, you could get to the swamp.
No, we're not walking back.
No. And Trent mentioned this while you were down, that they are very well aware we were there not too long ago. Creating a little bit more space would make me feel
Let's just keep
more
going then.
relieved.
I would like somebody to please make a luck roll.
Use the cannon.
Oh god, that's a
There's
lot of
too
luck.
many dice
No,
in
no,
there.
no, no.
There's a lot
That's
of
for
dice in the
perception and
game.
all that. Just
Plan.
roll one.
I like rolling my own perception.
Plan luck roll.
If you want to risk it, sure.
Yeah, I want it. Give
The
it
risk
to
no
me.
matter who rolls.
Those and carrots.
See? I knew
Wake
it!
up!
Well done.
It's beautiful. Roughly about a day goes by as you guys cross the fields. Eventually, you hit that main road and go across it as well, getting to the other side. The fields there, on the other side of the road, are badly burned as well, but they do seem to peter out eventually. And soon you're wandering through the sort of sunny wheat that you would kind of expect for the region, and eventually make your way up towards the forest there. But by the time that you guys get towards the forest, it is rather dark, and the sun has long since gone down. Are you guys going to camp there for the night?
Let's camp on the edge of the woods here. Let's get in
I'll take first
before the-
watch.
I'll offer to take the second so these guys can get a little bit of a rest before.
You guys tuck in for the night, and if there's nothing else, you all get a long rest, so you can refresh your health points and all that.
Thank God.
There don't appear to be any interruptions in the night or any scryings that you guys detect, and when you wake up the next day, you're on the edge of the forest line there and feeling way better than you were yesterday.
Make your injury rolls.
Yep.
This is my injury and my portent rolls.
So close.
So close. And to my side.
Kept bordering on the 20 and 8 and just fell back
Wait,
to 8.
hey, don't you have an injury? Oh no, you rolled high. Never mind.
I got a scar.
Cool bitch and scar.
Bitch and scar on my face.
Alright, well, eat up and let's move, because every second we stay still is a second we're getting caught up to.
I'll
Okay.
check the amulet before we go.
Okay.
I too will eat a ration.
Your message is there, and there is no response, it seems, from the other groups. Radio
Does it feel
silence.
like it's charging.
Perhaps. You don't feel you can send another message.
Guys, I don't know what I was talking about yesterday. I feel awful. I'm gonna need the horse again today, I think.
Of course. I like pet Black River and help it get ready to march as I finish my ration here. We should be at 18 as a group, with 4 consumed.
Okay.
Oh, are we taking these all from our own?
Yeah,
Mhm.
everyone from their own. We had 22 group, if I remember last time.
Yeah, I still have 8 after today.
I have 5 after today.
Now, what route did you guys want to take? Were you gonna
The
go
road.
and visit Isni, or are you gonna
No.
go just like
I have
that?
warned our group the dangers of his.
Yep, just like that.
Okay.
There was a lot of warning from both my checks and the elf that appeared to us not to fuck with his name.
Let's see. God damn. Okay. You guys travel for about 2 days. When you get onto the road, it's a lot easier to move, and you don't have to slog around through the dense forest underbrush and all that. You start to go a bit faster. You can all roll 2 injury rolls as well.
Oh,
I'm
you're
assuming
close.
I don't
You're-
get my portent rolls for each day as well.
Yeah, I'd say just kind of keep the ones from the last bit of travel.
Yeah, until I use them, I generally just keep it there.
Hmm.
Unless we're, like, spending several days in a town where we actually roleplay each day.
Hmm.
Sorry, did you say roll 2 more injury rolls?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh god, I
Once
lagged.
Okay, that didn't roll.
Yeah, I lagged and it just dropped them.
Ooh,
Oh, one was close.
Yeah.
Oh.
I imagine
Have I-
they're being...
Have I had any time to realize what's going on with me, Illusion, where, like, I frequently just, like, freeze and can't do anything? Or do I have no idea about my condition?
Your injury of losing your turn kind of thing?
Yeah, because I have to make a con save at the start of each turn. It's kind of a...
Yeah, you... What's the one there? The organ trauma, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You frequently have moments where your body kind of seizes, and this starts to kind of come in more so when you're like stressed or when you're in a situation that kind of calls for you to be really alert. So if you're kind of relaxed on the horse, things are fine. But like, you know, you hear something off in the woods and you turn and jerk in that direction, and then, you know, you feel it suddenly. There might be like a little bit of pain that comes along with it, but the main thing is that you sort of like freeze in spot.
Okay.
And you do retain consciousness for it. You just feel like your body doesn't respond for a brief moment.
So it's definitely something I want to get looked at.
Mhm.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, you guys as well, with Trent there, might notice that he's acting a little different. Actually, everybody make a perception roll for me. Hit the cannon.
I don't know. Well, if you
Sorry.
want, you can
Sorry.
smash the button.
Well, I think you already have one in there.
Your die's in
Oh,
there.
I didn't put it.
Yeah,
I need to add. I need to add a
Smash the
second.
button though.
I had disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh, you
Oh,
just
that's
have
No, I don't trust the cannon anymore.
the cannon has lied.
yeah, the cannon.
Get this dice out of here.
Because it wasn't the big dice. You can't put big dice in the cannon.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Well,
this is
it's
my
harder
perception
to-
dice. Use this one.
Why are you
You
guys
wanna
putting it in there
sacrifice
again?
one?
So it
The
can be
gr- the
used.
group die. You're
Oh.
sacrificing one, one to
Oh.
the
Oh.
dice catch.
I put my little big one in there. Yeah,
My little big die.
There's no more room.
not as good.
So, let's see, a 14, 15. Yeah, I'd say Kay, Zencask, you guys both would notice that Trent is, you know, he's jittering on occasion and kind of has that thing where his facial expression like locks in place for a moment. You know, he's not like grunting in pain necessarily, but you can tell there's something wrong with him.
Mini stroke.
Hey,
Perhaps.
Trent,
Yeah.
you coming down from some kind of some kind of high or withdrawal?
Maybe. But I think it's
Oh.
more than likely the fact that I just got slashed by an angel blade.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep like anytime I try and like exert myself, I just freeze. I don't know
Oh, okay.
what's going
Well,
on.
I'll go with you to get looked at if we get to a town.
Oh yeah, we are going to a town. Right. Right.
Yeah, if we get to a town.
Yeah, we haven't been in a while. It'd be nice.
Oh man.
Might be a bit harder to be attacked by an angel.
As we're walking up, I wanna since I assume we've been fairly quiet, walking most of the way.
Yeah.
So now we're on the run, but I will mention. Last I heard, the wind ray is supposed to be above the Arctic, north of Kozatov. We should ask about it when we get there.
Sure.
I have some friends in my home city. Plus, it travels, moves around the land. They have news from all over Skyfall.
Hmm.
Hey, Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
While we're here, what do I know about the mines of Grombursk and the Tower of the Final Frost?
War Master Trent, give us that story.
Oh. They're both super nice places.
Can I make a history check for both of them?
Sure.
Alright, whichever dice lands further left on my screen is going to be for the mines.
Okay.
Well, it's a 22 on the mines and a 13 on the tower.
22 on the mines, 13 on the tower. I'd say that the tower is something you don't really know a whole lot about. It's a another one of those locations that's not really inhabited and exists sort of in legend. You're not really sure what that legend is. All you remember is that it wasn't really a lot of good. You know, not one of those heroes come here kind of thing. More of like a stay away from that place sort of thing. As for the mines of Grombursk, you know that they're actually still active, and the city of Kazatov has a great number of people who go there and mine out iron from deep within the earth.
Do they take like boats over there, or do they walk that? 'Cause it doesn't look like there's a road.
They go in huge caravans over there, and you would know that from your 22. And
Cool.
it's like a huge part of the like the life and the industry there.
Hey guys, I did actually remember one thing about Kazatov. If you have anything that you want made out of iron, it's probably a good place to get it right from the source, because they have a pretty huge iron mine just outside of town. They send large caravans to pretty frequently. I remember
looked
last
over.
time you guys asked me about Kazatov, I wasn't much help, so hopefully that's a little bit better.
Guess I look over at the quality of my hammer and other stuff since I've been using it since the beginning of the journey. Does it look like I could use a replacement?
I'd say it's getting worn, but you're not worried about it breaking, so I guess it would come down to like a vanity thing, perhaps.
I think this is still serve me for a few more years.
Can we get a saddle while we're in town? My legs are getting a little raw right around here.
I feel like we might stay in Kazatov for a while. So, yeah.
No,
Accentuate the crotchal region.
No, it seems reasonable. We could at least get a saddle.
You're a bit flattering in the crotchal region. That was an Anchorman quote, right, Alicia?
It's a good movie. Now, the other thing, as you guys are wandering along, Illyria and Zencast, you guys both notice something as well. Further up ahead, there's a little crossroads that you guys have been expecting, where the sort of northern highway goes way off towards Hillcrest, and then there's the little turn in the road that goes up towards Kazatov. And as you approach, both of you guys kind of hear something. It sounds like movement in the bushes next to you. You don't see anything, but you definitely hear what sounds like something shuffling around in there beyond the regular birds or the small, like rabbits that might inhabit this spot.
I would like to tap Zakul.
Okay.
I turn and look at her as I'm halfway
I'll wave his
leading the
head
horse.
down like closer so he's to like kind of bend down so I can whisper in his ear. I'm not that tall. Zakul. There's something in the bushes.
I'll
she's-
draw out my hammer and at least hold the handle, and I look over towards the bushes.
I can hear it. It's like moving.
You don't see or hear anything, but Illyria does seem to be convinced.
I shake Trent to get his attention and look over towards Merton to see if he caught our eye. Is everybody aware that this noise is happening now?
What's up? What are we aware of?
Some sort of
There's
noise
something in the-
bush.
I'll
whisper
say-
low.
I was gonna say I can just say it
Oh,
in their heads.
okay, yeah, go ahead and say it to me.
I was gonna say to Merton and Trent, there's something in the bushes. Back to one and then the other.
I'll look over there, but not stop walking.
Okay.
I don't think we
Yeah.
should stop.
I pull my hood up and lean in over the horse so that it sort of like obscures my face so nobody can see me,
Okay.
like my facial features.
Act like you don't see anything, but be ready. Hold your weapons. And you have a spell, something to cast.
Probably
This is
don't
the
call me
crossroads.
Trent for the next little bit.
Right. I'm whispering low that this is a crossroads. Bandits may be laying an ambush. Just be ready to react.
I'll hold the dodge action in case something. As we walk by this corner.
I'll hold to deflect as a reaction, but
Sure.
to help
Oh, to beat
somebody.
someone's ass.
I would like Trent and Zakul to make contesting luck rolls, please.
Testing luck roll. Who's getting shot now?
Well, it looks like man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, is that Jank?
It's Jank.
Oh,
Roll
Oh
it
my
again.
god.
I gotta beat an 18. Nani the fuck.
That's a steep
okay.
one.
An arrow comes flying out and deflecting.
Oh.
Ah,
deserved.
Okay.
hopefully now.
How about another injury for the crip?
Zakul, you probably have the stats for your horse there. I need you to go ahead and make for me a dexterity saving throw for it.
One. It's a +1. That's gonna
Oh,
fit.
that's not very good.
It's a 5.
Okay. As you guys are wandering along, you get to about this point here in the turn, when up at the front there, Trent and Black River, you two are there next to Zakul, and there's a noise that comes out from underneath you, and you hear what sounds like metal and a bunch of leaves being rustled out of the way, and suddenly Black River rears up onto his back legs here and starts flailing about. How much HP does Black River have?
19.
19. Okay.
Well, so it would be like Black River is now dead.
Again.
Black River takes 11 damage as a series of tall spikes come jetting out of the ground here. And it's the mechanism that you see is kind of like when you step on a rake. It's like there's a lever that's been pulled there, and a whole bunch of these pointed objects come flying out of the ground. And the moment that that happens, you guys are all under attack by hooded figures that pop out from the trees.
Can I yell something?
Sure.
It's an ambush. If they outnumber us, we stay together and go north. And I will just yell that out, I guess.
Sure.
Is that fine?
Roll initiative,
Shoot
please.
my initiative. Wait, my
No,
pink
not
dice is in
cannon?
the thing.
Cannon guys? No?
Cannon!
Guys?
Oh,
Oh,
are we not?
My dice is in the cannon.
Oh, we
My
can do the
bad.
cannon. I'll put mine in there.
Let me get a new one. No, let me get. Oh. Oh, oh, oh
Are
my
you
God.
okay? Are you okay with Will doing a read?
That's fine.
I think he'd be okay. I rolled well, so. He's okay with that. Oh, he's
my
definitely okay with that.
Jeez. Not too bad. Oh, it's bad for Merton, but not too bad for me.
Alright, I need my dice.
Hold
back
on,
the map.
Merton, yours gotta go in last.
Yeah, you gotta put yours in
Oh,
last.
mine was
Will.
last. I thought maybe first would be better since it's the biggest.
I could do it that way too. Do you want to sacrifice a die to the cannon god there, Lucian?
What's happening? Oh, take one.
It's not gonna fit. I'll use a small one. I don't care. Throw this one. In.
It's
Doesn't
not gonna
actually
fit.
Where's
matter.
it going?
It's got a mind of its own.
Okay.
Oh, I thought they said highwaymen again. I was like, oh man.
You guys are under attack, and they have a surprise round here, firing on you all. Let's see. Zakul does a 22 hit. Okay. You take 17 points of damage.
Ooh.
As a crossbow bolt flies out and stabs you in between the plates of your armor.
This is non-magical piercing, right?
Non-magical, yeah.
Okay.
All this is non-magic. And Trent, this one is... I'm gonna roll luck to see it's for you or your horse. 1 to 10 is Trent. Oh, it's 20, okay. Your horse dies.
I assume Trent just like falls to the ground. Does it take any damage from that?
No, Trent would bail to the ground because the horse basically despawns into nothingness. And Trent, you can make for me a dexterity saving throw to land on your feet or fall prone.
Can I choose to fall prone with the added benefit of keeping my face obscured?
Sure.
Because I really don't want them to see my face.
You slam
Yes,
down
that's
to the
true.
ground. And Merton, there's an attack for you.
I dodged, remember?
Okay. I don't think you can dodge what you can't see. So you would...
I don't know.
I think you'd still be hit with a 23.
Yes.
And you take 14 points of damage. And then Zencast and Illyria, you guys are attacked as well. Zencast, it's a 24. And Illyria... Oh, you're the lucky one, apparently. Illyria, that's a 8.
Oh, sweet, doesn't it?
So we got sneak attacked by all of this, even with the warning from Illyria and Zenka?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
18 damage to you, Zencast.
Holy shit.
Okay.
And then it is your turn, Illyria. What do you want to do?
Oh, fun. Haste is action, right? Yes.
Haste? Yeah, I think so.
Yes. I would like to quicken 2 source points. Haste as a bonus action on Zakul.
Okay. Give him the crack.
Wait, can we see any of them when we saw that where they shot from? Like,
Yeah,
give me
now
a
that
general
they've shot,
directions?
you know where they are.
Cool. And then I'm gonna firebolt. Probably this one. Whoops.
You can haste and firebolt?
She has a
Firebolt
cantrip,
is
Ah,
cantrip.
but
Yep.
it's quickened haste.
gotcha.
So what plus is that? It's a 2. That's a 9.
You definitely miss.
Okay, that's my turn.
Trent, you are up. You're
and
currently
I'm
on the
zombie.
ground. You have had a tumble. What do you want to do?
See if I get to make a turn.
Tumble reminds you of Scarlet takes a tumble if anyone's seen that video.
I rolled a 5 con save.
No turn for you. Okay. Let's see. Is anybody below half?
No.
Okay.
I whispered down to Trent, good
Not
thinking.
me.
Acting dead.
Good thinking. Acting dead.
Who would they perceive?
As Trent lays there paralyzed.
He's laying face down in the ground, you know? You might
Not
think he's not
moving.
there. Yeah.
One of them calls out. You hear from back here, and shouts, and the language is not common, so some of you guys might get it. Do you guys at all speak Halfling?
Oh, I think I do!
Yes.
I do not.
Oh no, I took Dwarvish! No!
I
Trent
hope
took
the halfling speaks halfling.
I think it's Trent and Zencast for our group.
Okay.
Yes!
So
I knew it
It
would pay
finally
off.
comes in handy.
you hear somebody speak in Halfling, though the voice doesn't sound particularly Halfling. It's not like the sort of, sort of squeakier timbre
say
that
everything's the
Halflings
overpowered.
often sound like. But he calls out and shouts, he says, "Focus his bodyguard." And then the next round of shots come flying out, and they all go for you, Zakul.
Thank God he can't be crit.
Bodyguard.
Thank you.
Does
you
a
have
21 hit?
2 AC.
Oh, it doesn't now.
Oh my god.
It's out of the way, nibble it.
Okay, well this one might. Does a 23?
Feel the
That will
cracks, the cool.
Okay. You are hit for 15 on this next one.
Shit.
Junior relic.
The 4 shots bounce off of you in different directions, but one of them manages to get in and hit you.
I'll even gesture in that direction. The lead is there. I'm charging.
Okay. And then Zencast, it's your turn.
The cool's going this way. My body language is saying that.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn on my channel divinity as a bonus action.
Okay.
So now my AC is 18. I'm picking to try and resist poison damage.
Okay.
And then with my action, I'll cast Bless. On Zakul, Merton. Sorry, I'll go by his token, Cat Merton.
Catmer.
And
Still say Cameron?
Mercat.
yes.
Mercat.
And I'll cast Bless on myself.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Right. Zakul, you're up next.
You see Zakul just put his head down as he charges over at a high rate of speed.
Okay.
Getting behind both of them.
Ah. Okay. You see 2 figures here in darkened leather, as you might expect, but there's something about them as you run and approach. They don't look like sort of like your garden variety bandits. You've fought plenty in your day and are familiar with the sort of disheveled look of highwaymen down on their luck, that sort of thing. These guys look kind of like more organized.
Oh. Can I make a perception check to see if I can determine who is more decorated or like the commander? Maybe if
Between the
since
two
he gave
humans?
a commander. Yeah, between the two, unless they look completely identical.
Sure, yeah, you can make a perception check. Also, I'd like to notify you that somebody has paid bits, and so all the enemies will have advantage on you now.
Well, that's just a 3, so I can't tell.
Okay, yeah, I'd say you can't tell. You do see both of them are roughly about the size of an average humanoid.
So, at the one that's a little bit closer to us.
Okay.
Come crashing down with the hammer. That is a 27 to.
Oof. Yep.
Holy smoke.
It's not a fiend or an undead, is it?
No.
22 points of damage on the first.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, we'll
Feel
hit the
the
same
crack.
guy again if he's not dead.
He's not dead.
Attack him again.
Oh, fuck, but he might be here. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Oh, we'll use another one.
Baby.
Another smite. Oh my god.
It's beautiful. Pump
at
the
that.
damage. Oh.
This guy's head is getting
37 dead.
popped.
Ooh.
Yeah, you smash this guy
That
with the
flies.
hammer, and his skull caves in and leaves like a sort of burning wreck there, where there used to be a head. Now there's just like a flaming stump, and he falls over.
I
Some of the guy
sneer,
next to him
I
shit himself.
sneer at the guy next to him. And one for him as well.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Unfortunately, that's only 11.
Okay.
But from that one.
He steps to the side, and I'd like you to make an athletics roll, please.
Do I get the blessed? No, it's not a saving throw. Okay.
Oh, pretty
It's
good.
at 26.
This man's remarkably nimble, and he moves to the side and nearly kicks the hammer out of your hand when you make a miscalculating swing, but you're able to pull it back in time and keep your weapon.
Ah, you're the veteran here then.
You see he reaches for, like, his coat.
Oh, pocket sand.
I'm standing in front of him, threatening him. But that's
Most powerful
pretty much my
weapon.
turn.
I should have given Zakul my pocket sand. God damn it. I have a bag of pocket sand.
We didn't want pocket sand so bad.
The real
I've
question is,
carried-
can you divine smite off of pockets?
I've carried my pocket sand since we landed in Misty Town.
Well, Merton, it looks like it's your turn.
Okay, as a bonus action, I will my left hand and summon the Shadow Blade. I will run at the one Zakul is near.
Okay.
And I can
Pretty
throw
good,
that.
Merchant, I say, as he's running up.
I can throw that as an action. So I
I
will-
think impales him in the back of his head. You know, he just died. Okay.
Oh, babe.
Oh my God.
Wow.
This
He
is
just
not how this
died.
encounter was supposed to go.
He just died. He just
I
died.
need, I need another D8.
Are you sure you wouldn't like 20?
That is good.
Oh my God, I forgot he's a rogue.
A rouge, as they know
Oh
them.
my
That
god.
is 35 damage.
Roll luck.
Those D8s though.
If you get a 15 or higher, he insta-dies.
He was not.
Oh
dead.
my
god, the tease.
Damn.
The tease.
Between a 19 and a 20.
Whew.
My
Okay.
turn.
That's psychic damage, right?
Some of it. Everything besides
Sneak attack.
8 of it.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, so he keels over, falls to his knees for a second, and gets back up, clearly heavily wounded by your strike there, which hit him close to the base of the neck, but he's still standing, and I need everyone to roll initiative again. Or rather, we hit the cannon.
Yeah.
Fire!
I love the cannon because it's like slow-mo.
It does kind of seem like that.
Go in. Go in there.
Are you 10, see?
I'm 11, but
You
I'm
go in front of me 'cause
lower.
I'm stunned.
lower than. Oh, okay, sure.
Plus, you're on crack.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
crack
yeah,
gives you break tie.
That makes sense to me. Oh yeah, load those back into the cannon for next time.
Alright, Merton, it looks like you're first.
Okay, bonus action. I'll summon the blade back into my hand. Put it at the same guy.
Wait, Shadowblade just comes back?
As a bonus action,
As
you
long
can
as you-
resummon it, as long as I maintain concentration.
Oh, interesting.
So 12, 6 plus 7. 23 is good.
Mm-hmm. That'll hit.
9, 10, 13, 14 damage.
Okay. You kill him.
Okay. And I will start running towards... I can see them all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll run towards this other one. That's my turn.
Okay. Zencast, it's your turn.
I'll try and primal salvagery attack him.
Okay.
But you know, I get disadvantage.
And bless.
I don't know.
Well, that's 4 for bless. But a 2. God damn it, Alexa! I said bless, not Alexa.
Alexa.
Oh. Sorry. That'll be my turn.
Okay. After that, it is their turn. And standing up close, Zencast, you get the best view of this. For the rest of you, though, these two seem to just disappear into smoke. And Zencast, you see the guy that you've run up towards here. He takes a single step back, reaches into his coat, and pulls out what looks like maybe a small scroll or a small vial or something, and throws it at the ground. And there's a poof of smoke that goes up. And when the smoke fades, he's missing. And you guys are no longer in combat.
Loot the bodies!
They're Batman done.
I just, as I'm going back to them, I'm telling them. I was telling them what I saw of what they did. They reached into their pockets. Well, the one I saw reached into his pockets and then pulled something out and then disappeared.
Okay.
Stay alert. They were very experienced. For all we know, whatever they did is some sort of invisibility magic.
Yeah.
Stay on alert.
I'll search where this guy was to see if I can tell if it was like a teleport or if the smoke just let him like run away sneakily.
You can look for tracks. Make a survival check.
I also want to say that the guy said in Halfling. He said attack their
18
body.
survival.
Bodyguard.
Did he say attack his bodyguard or attack the bodyguard?
Yeah, attack his bodyguard.
Can I look through this one's dead body, see if there's any like press or markings or any like notes or anything on him?
Sure.
Or money?
I'll stand guard over Illyria while she examines the two bodies.
Okay.
I
And
helped Trent to his feet.
Merton over here in the bushes, you go and look, and you get a pretty good view of what's going on here. This person's definitely waited here for a little bit. The tracks are kind of confined to this area, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of them that seem kind of fresh. You even see hidden underneath a bush nearby what looks like some papers for rations and things like that, as though somebody's probably been holding out here for a bit. But you don't see any tracks that run off. They're all kind of local to this little bush.
Okay. Then I'll go
My investigation was a 20.
Okay. When you comb through this person's belongings, you find a few things. Most notably, perhaps, he's human, wearing a set of leather, as you might have guessed, and has a bunch of clothing that's been colored black so as to not stick out too much from the forest underbrush. And His companion seems to be more or less the same. The gear that they have with them looks pretty common. You see a crossbow and a bunch of bolts, a short sword, that sort of thing. Let's see. But perhaps the strangest is that you also find what looks to be like it's like a small wooden capsule that's on his person in one of his breast pockets.
I'm gonna take it out, and then also, can I take his bolts for myself?
Sure.
I yell over towards Merton as he seems to be heading up. What have you discovered?
How many bolts did he have, actually?
13.
Well, they don't seem.
Thank you.
They don't seem to have run off. It seems like that smoke was a form of teleport. It also seems like they've been here waiting a few days or a little while for some
They seem
ration.
experienced. I yell back. Some sort of
Yeah.
mercenaries or proper outfit.
It's true.
I'm actually gonna call Zencast over. Zencast, just look like this, and I'll show him the small wooden capsule.
Your run-of-the-mill bandits don't have those normally.
It definitely looks
What
like
is
the
that?
thing that person was holding before he disappeared.
Can I check
all
the
I
other body
guess.
for another one?
Sure. You look and you find the same thing. Curiously enough, there's another one of these little ones still tucked into the same little coat pocket.
Or steal them?
Be careful of using that for now. We should
Yeah.
examine it.
If you
If it is
accidentally
teleportation.
you
might
activate
go
it, you may
somewhere
end up where they are, and that's pretty much the end of you.
Right.
I
Does
say
it seem magical at all when I hold it?
I would say that you don't feel any magic from it, no.
Trent
I
may
wanna
be
s-
able to identify it.
I just say to Merton said, "Don't say his name out loud."
Ah, right.
Can anybody get me some crutches, please? I'm standing here on one foot.
Here you go.
I came over to help you up.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm standing, but I don't have my crutches because I was on the horse.
Where are your crutches?
I don't know. I assumed Zakul had them. He's kind of the
Would-
strongest of us.
Would there be any rations on their bodies?
Ah, you do find a couple of rations. It looks like these people were prepared to wait for a little bit. The two that had disappeared don't have any on them, but these corpses left here have a couple, and you find 3 rations.
Sweet.
You want to carry those?
Yeah, I'll hold on to them.
Okay.
Thanks.
I yell over towards Trent. Oh, right, I do have him here. I'll pull his makeshift crutches from my bag.
Hold on, Zakul. You're about to
Gather
come
their
down from high.
belongings, and we should leave.
Hey, should wear off on Zakul now?
We don't want to stay anywhere too long, so if there's, any notes they have, belongings, weapons that you want, take them, and we should go
No.
swiftly.
Yeah.
Alira, you had rolled pretty well on your investigation check, right?
Mhm.
So you're giving this guy the thorough pat down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing short of a cavity search sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even
She's
that,
got a
if
finger
necessary.
up there.
Even that, if necessary.
I got a mage hand up there.
Okay.
Oh.
No
that's
prison
right.
pockets here, or prison mullets here.
Mage hand's cheating. No, you can't.
No, I won't.
You gotta reach up in there. Just get a firm grasp and wiggle around.
Now,
Disgusting.
you find that this guy, he has features that are fairly gaunt, like somebody who's probably been on the lam a little bit, but he's not, he doesn't wear it in a disheveled way that a lot of the bandits do. There's sort of like almost like a handsomeness to him, and you kind of comb back his hair and find that behind one of his ears, there's actually a small key that's there. And the key is peculiar. The moment that you pull it forth, it feels normal at first. It's like this 2-inch little key that would be akin to something for a stately door perhaps, or a large chest. But the whole thing is shaped in a way to make it seem unordinary. So the pins are perfectly fine, but the little handle that you would hold onto looks like it's been shaped so that it appears to be a hand, and the hand has like spikes coming off of it.
Huh. I guess I wouldn't know anything of this since I haven't traveled much.
Do you have anything for the int proficiencies?
I can certainly check. I have Arcana, Investigation, and Religion.
Arcana, Investigation, and Religion. I would say no. You're not sure what this is.
I have history, if you want to show it to me.
I would probably show it to Zakul first since he's closest.
I missed the first part. What is the object that the hands with the spikes?
The key.
Oh, it's
Yes.
a key. Okay.
There's no money on these guys?
So it looks kind of like
Just the only thing I would really do is if it's a religious symbol, the hand with the spike. Otherwise, I would have no idea. Let me know if I even can get a. Otherwise, I'll tell Lyria sometime.
Okay.
like that kind of thing. So there's a hand here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's what you meant. Gotcha.
I see.
Yeah.
And there are spikes that come off of it
Oh, right there.
in one direction like this.
Thought they were coming off the
But
fingertips.
It looks clearly like a key to all of us.
Yeah, so this part here is clearly like functional as a key sort of thing.
If Martin's next to me, I'll just toss it back to him. Here, Martin, bring it to them. I'm gonna look for some money.
Yeah, I wanted
Okay.
to see
Digging through
if
the bodies.
any of this was like roguish, like back alley type of stuff that I might know about,
Ah,
or if their attire was something I might know.
sure.
If they have any notes on them, like a contract to kill specifically us, or if they were just a very organized group of bandits.
Okay.
Things I'm interested in.
You comb over trying to see if you can find any instructions and come away empty.
I shake my head. If they are as professional of an outfit, their standing orders wouldn't be on them. That's what amateurs would do.
Never know.
As for the key, Zakul, what do you have for intelligence proficiencies?
Just religion?
Just religion? Okay.
That's
Yeah,
why I said if I don't know, then I wouldn't even roll it. I would just say something.
yeah, you're unfamiliar.
Some sort of
What do you
strange
guys-
key.
Bring
I
it
hold
to
it up.
Trent.
Yeah, we're
Trent.
headed out now.
We got something from the bodies here.
I was looking for money, guys.
Some sort of
I'm gonna
strange key.
lean over on Zinkus for support here. I'm just one-legged. Oh, thanks. I'll take the crutches first.
He was
Mhm.
pretty cute, by the way. Too bad he's
I was
dead.
carrying the crutches over, and then I had just like 6 seconds of a stunned, dazed look on my face.
I know exactly what
Told you
that's
you're about
like.
to come down from a high.
I'm slightly sweating. My face looks a little flush right now as I hand you this key and crutch.
Lucian, I have history, arcana, and investigation.
History,
Not
please.
cute enough.
Good try.
Clan, not cute enough. He's dead.
This is the only thing we found on the bodies.
How are you thinking about it?
I'm gonna take my port in 15
Hmm.
for a 22 history,
Ooh.
as I have foreseen my knowledge coming useful today.
The key that you look at is actually familiar. Not the key itself, but you recognize the iconography of the that one side of the key. The hand with the little spikes are actually meant to represent icicles, and you know that this is the symbol for the Icy Hand, which is like a hunter-killer group that is rumored to exist in the north. They're like trained assassins.
Huh. Somebody put a hit out on me. That's cool.
You think
It's,
he was the guy you stole the gold brick from?
I didn't
He
steal
seemed
it.
pretty rich. Oh, well, you got the gold brick from, right? Weren't you supposed to marry his daughter?
Yeah, but I told him we had to leave town for a little while, and he should get
Oh.
in touch with me with sending if he's worried about anything. And I
Oh.
have some stuff of his family history that we got out of the house, but
Oh.
it's just like a stupid little statue. So
I guess he seemed a little... I guess he was, like, the richest one I would think of that would send a hit on you, right? Because that's pretty expensive.
I mean I do
Yo.
have a mage from
Oh,
Soul
right,
Slipper.
Mr.
Right.
Chow.
But didn't you say that teacher was more out on a personal quest of vengeance? He wouldn't hire someone else. It's very unsatisfying.
Well, I
Maybe
mean, he
related
just needs to
something
bring me
else.
back. And in case you guys didn't notice, they didn't shoot at me at all, so they might have been trying to take me alive. They only tried to kill you guys.
I
None
mean,
of
they
them hurt
definitely
me at
didn't try
all.
to kill me.
I rub my chin for a moment. Does seem to make a little bit of sense.
Hey,
I mean,
you
I'm
guys
crippled.
okay?
If they take out you guys, it's not like I'm gonna run away. I should pick up some sort of teleportation magic.
We fended them off. That's what's important. We should move, or someone else finds us, right?
Yeah. Let's
Well, we're heading right into the heart of their lair by going north. I should, warn you guys. They're a group that operates out of the north. So the closer we get to Kazatov, the
Is there
more of these
anywhere
guys
that's
we're going to
safe?
see.
we'll
No.
be fine.
I'd
We've
much
already
rather-
determined it's no longer safe anywhere in the world. If
I'd much
they're
rather these guys than
right,
Hey, are
I'll
any of you
rather
suffering?
deal with other humans or mortals over celestials.
It's really funny that we ran into them. I actually had a dream about when I learned about them last night. Like, I just had this strange dream about being in class and somebody talking about the icy hand, and lo and behold,
Wait.
they attack us today.
Magic.
Does Zakul look like he's like bloodied?
Oh, for sure. I'm
He looks like he
I
needs
guess I'll
another hit.
pat him on the. Tell me this is a D8.
also sweating very
That's a
profusely.
D10.
I thought you were about to
have,
say I'll pat him on the tummy.
So I'll pat him on the back as I walk next to him, and I'll just cast a level 1 cure.
Really let yourself go there, huh, Zakul?
I already said
pat.
it's
Put on a
level
couple
1
pounds.
cure wounds. So it's
Okay,
6
so-
HP. Sorry. Tried. Didn't roll well.
Sure. Can I hold my my gauntlet to myself and offer a prayer to Azun to lay of hands for 20 health?
Sure.
Oh, 19 to be a full health.
Took a beating there, Zakul.
See like a glow surround me.
Whoa.
Hey,
that
Azun
is
rewards his
cool.
champions.
Can I look at
Thank you,
those
Olivia.
little thingamajigs that Zenkus was telling us about?
Yeah. Here. I'll just hand him one. I'll give one to Zakul.
Don't
Hey, if one
break it.
accidentally gets smashed, at least Zakul would be the one going, right? He's the beefiest of all of us. There's no way I'm holding on to
Well,
this.
If one is broken on any of us, we'll immediately crack the other and try to take all of us. We
Yeah,
should
sure,
stick
sure.
together.
Mhm.
Even if it is in the heart of their home or base.
Yeah, let's not break them down.
Right, of course. Just warning you if it were to happen.
Do I know anything about these, Illusion?
So the little capsules are shaped kind of like a large pill. And there's a seam that runs across the center like this.
Mhm.
So it looks like two wooden halves that have been put together. And the thing is smaller than like a ball that kids would play with.
Dr. Mari.
There's a...
Sorry.
there's something interesting when you hold it. Moving the thing, it feels as though there's something inside the little container, and you can hear and sort of feel what must be little contents kind of moving about.
Probably don't shake it too hard either.
Oh,
I mean, they seem to be like moving around with them in their breast pockets, so.
is it not magic?
It's probably got some sort of potion or magical spell contained inside of it, but these things are finicky at best, especially when you don't know how to properly use them, so just be careful with it.
Right. I'll hold it up in my hand for a moment, and it's like some sort of capsule filled with junk that I know nothing about. Merton, would you like to carry this? Maybe you can figure out somewhere your contacts in account. Did you just change into a cat in front of us?
It wasn't me.
Oh no, he's a cat again.
That might be someone who would be good for this to hang on to. If I accidentally use
Right.
it, I think I might have the best chance of escaping as well.
Oh, maybe that, but I was thinking, you
I-
seem to find certain dark parts.
I
or
definitely will
underbelly of
look
the
into
city.
it. Yes.
Yeah, I'll hand them the capsule. Trenton, Merton will have on each.
Okay.
Do I still have the key, or
Yeah, I gave it to you to look at, and I don't know if you gave it to one of us a safe hold. you want me to
I'll
just safe
just
keep
put
it,
it
I'll
in
hold
my
it.
bag for now.
Well, like you said, let's get moving. I don't think there's anything else to be found here. Stay on your toes. There is a hit on our
It
group.
doesn't appear to have like any arcane writing on the outside, right, Illusion? It's just a
No,
capsule.
it's just flat.
Okay. Yeah, let's make way. Hey, Zagul, what are the chances of me getting another horse?
I would have to set up some rites and pray to Azun. It will take some time. Say we get off the road before.
I could, use that time to see if maybe there's something magical inside these capsules.
Sure, let's move like 30 feet away. Is everyone okay with that? Taking about a 10-minute to
Yes.
20-minute
Sure.
break?
I might be interested in disguising our man here a bit, if that's okay. Looking at
Sure.
Trent.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Let's
Seems
move.
like everyone is recognizing you.
Fuck me up, fam.
Yeah, let's move. Let's move into the woods a little then. And
Just don't
closer.
touch the hair. That's all I ask.
I'll definitely be touching the hair. It's a
Okay,
very obvious
don't,
part of
don't
you.
cut it.
I can maybe recolor it.
What did the clothes look like that were on the two guys that we killed?
Common clothes is what he said.
Just
no?
common.
Yeah.
Were they halflings?
No, they were
No.
both human, it seems.
So, if they're humans, that means that they learned the language of halfling specifically for this.
I mean,
Could be useful to, wake up Zedka Sarai if you guys hear rustlings in the night, since we're the
Actually-
only ones that can understand that.
As Trent brings that up, I'll actually whisper, Trent, maybe you should pretend you don't understand it. At least if Zencast doesn't speaking in halfling, we can still get our words across, while you can secretly eavesdrop on people who may not be wise that you know the language.
Sure. The only person I would be able to speak it to is Zenkas, and he can speak into my mind, so might as well just use that and answer him in common. They'd only be getting half a conversation.
I'm saying this as I set out my candle, my prayer incense, as well as my symbol of Azun.
I got my disguise kit out looking for some stuff.
And I'm gonna ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Or should I'll ask the group, should I identify one of these things? I don't know if it'll have an effect, because it might just go into the wood. If I detect magic, I'll probably get a lot, but it's going to be more vague.
I would leave that to your discretion.
I don't really know about this stuff, Trent, so it's really up to you.
I'll use detect.
Okay. You guys sit down for a bit and go about resummoning Blackwater and detecting magic. And when you guys finish, Blackwater returns, summoned back from his little dimension. And Trent, you cast Detect Magic, but it doesn't seem to go anywhere. And you don't feel anything that really comes from the capsules. The key, however, is a different story. And there's certainly a magic that seems to come from it. And you feel an evocation magic that is trapped in the key.
Interesting. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to cast Identify as a spell and touch the key.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Well, you guys would all see me pull out the fucking giant diamond, the 500 gold diamond, as I... No, it's a pearl. Never mind. You'd see me pull out my pearl as I touch the key.
The key that you have there is... it has a amount of destructive energy in it. It's not like a named magical item or anything, but its purpose is to discharge magical energy into a lock.
Okay. Not into the wielder of the key.
No.
That's good to know. Alright, I learned something. Hey, Black River. As I hand the crutches to Zakul and climb up onto Black River.
The horse looks at you, and you get the sense that it wants a better
Yeah, I know. I want one too. My
a
legs
fashionable one.
I'll
Could
like
I
pull
have,
back my cloak and like look at my rubbed raw legs. My thighs are probably like bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have been working on him while he was doing that? Making him
Getting
look
Trent
different?
all set up with his disguise.
Yeah, I would have changed his hair color and made him take off his fancy cloak because that's a super obvious thing. I just,
Do I have to?
yes, you do.
That seems torturous.
I will fold it up very nicely.
Make a what is it? The disguise kit check,
Disguise
please.
kit, yeah. I was trying to look.
Charisma.
Well, I'm completely naked unless somebody wants to go grab those clothes off of one of those bodies.
All you had was the cloak?
I had fancy clothes, but I sold them to Merton. Remember at the the first episode.
Is it just charisma plus proficiency?
Mm-hmm.
So 12?
12.
Do I get
Okay.
advantage because of my actor feat?
I have an extra pair of traveler's clothes that I throw over towards Trent. You can add that to your
These are
inventory.
gonna be huge on me.
Oh, right.
Wait, how
That-
tall
that-
are you?
6'7", I think. Yeah.
Oh no, I can wear those then. I'm 6'4".
I'm also way
How much-
wider than you, though.
Well, I'm 6'4", like 220 or something like that. I'm a pretty big
Okay.
wizard.
That's true. You're a weird wizard football player over here.
The actor feat makes me good at disguising myself. Would I also be good at disguising other people?
I would say that it wouldn't apply here, but you've got Trent fixed up enough that if anybody was to look at him at a glance, he probably wouldn't look like himself. But if they were to talk to him for more than like a minute or two, then you think your disguise might be subject to some scrutiny.
Okay.
Can I try something?
Sure.
Tell me if you guys notice anything. So I'm going to, knowing what color he tried to make my hair and like what he did to my appearance, I'm going to try and like subtly cast Alter Self and like make those more believable. Like while I'm like talking with them. Does that make sense? Obviously, I have to speak the spell and sort of do the gestures, but
I would say that you're able to do a couple of changes, like the hair coloring that you've gotten here. You're able to change that to look a lot more natural, for instance, with your changed self kind of thing. As for your clothes, you can alter those as well to make them kind of fit you a bit more, that sort of thing. But no dramatic changes, I would say.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to, given that it's alter self, you could just take on like a different face and all that. But yeah.
maybe I would do some stuff that I thought would be like not as noticeable, like make my nose a little bit longer, my cheekbones a little less pronounced, stuff like that. But I still want to sort of look like me.
Okay.
With the Alter Self spell. Well, if we get into any situation where we're going to be talking to somebody for a while, I'll step behind Zakul, or maybe I'll trip and fall with my crutches and try and do that so that it's a little bit less noticeable. And then
If you're
I'll be
on your
good from
crutches,
there.
I think it's going to be obvious it's you, but as far as for traveling on a horse...
That's another thing I wanted to try. Can I alter self to be able to walk?
Oh. I would say no, I don't think so. I don't think that you can decrypify yourself.
Okay, because it allows me to like grow claws and wings and shit and gills, so I wasn't sure if it would.
Let me see.
For traveling on the horse, this will be a fine solution, but
Well, you can make yourself aquatic and whatnot. Could you decripple yourself? I would say yeah. You could spend alter self to decripple yourself.
Okay.
You keep using that word. I'm starting to think it's a real word.
Decrypify?
Decripple?
I'll become
Decrypolate?
more bloody and not as crippy.
when we get in town, or before then, honestly, I think it might be a good idea if we all changed our appearances and names, for that matter. We are way too well known, and there's a lot of people hunting us down. Staying as ourselves would be foolish.
It's like a new group out to kill you every session.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
Brad.
Brad.
Bradley.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
maybe think of a name and what you want to look like a little different. I think it
I
would be
look
smart.
over towards Trent, and that's all well and good, but I want to point out there is one very noticeable party member here. And I clank on my own adamantium plate armor, breathe out a little puff of fire.
Maybe we need to invest it into a hood or something for you.
Stature and how I carry myself is still gonna give me away. Unless
Well,
there's
I can just make you invisible.
that
It's
would
not a-
be very. That would be very convenient.
Preferably, we'd have something where we don't have to keep casting spells on him. I think I could do something. I mean, I could just make you look like a big dude. I might need to buy some things though.
It's in the service of continuing our survival, then.
It
I
would
see nothing
definitely
wrong with
be
this.
good. We're getting attacked every time someone recognizes us. It's getting
Right.
ridiculous.
I'm just pointing out that young Trent here might not be what's giving us away.
I understand. That's why I brought it up that we should try to do this for everyone.
I look over towards Illyria's very flamboyantly pink hair.
Yes.
Because I don't think I've seen other pink-haired people, right?
Do you have a hat? I could wear a hat.
Yeah, there's plenty of things I can do. You'll be the hardest because you're a
Wait,
massive
please don't dye
dragonborn.
my hair.
I can do a hat,
Okay,
a
thanks.
bun maybe. You might have to
Yeah,
not
a
have
bun
long
under
hair.
the hat.
Yes. I think we'll work on that maybe when we get to town.
It just
All right,
Perhaps
guys. From now
perhaps
on,
a little bit before town so that no one sees this group walking into town. We'll just do a rough one. A rough
as I
one.
strut around enjoying bipedal movement once again, I will say, I will be Bradley Brantford, a wine merchant, traveling up from Solsland, headed to Kozatov to pick up some iron for repairs to my family's winery. My parents have lost faith in me as of late, as I've failed to pick up our family trade as easily as
Wow.
they would hope, which is why
that
they're
sounds
sending
like
me
you
north.
normally.
Except my family hasn't lost faith in me; they've completely kicked me out.
Oh, kind of the same thing, right?
I think they've disowned me at this point.
Oh shoot, Trent, I didn't know that.
Well, I did sort of, cause a whole bunch of damage. You were there. You were at the party that I threw. Don't you
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah, of course. I just didn't think they'd disown you, right? 'Cause-
Well,
You're the
otherwise
only
they'd have
son.
to pay for it.
Oh
It was either disown me or pay thousands of gold.
man, disown their only son?
They're still young. They can have more. You know how my
Gross.
dad is.
Blech. Don't want to hear it, Trent. That's gross.
Well, I think we should be on our way as I climb aboard the horse and pass my crutches over to,
What a nice
Yeah,
life.
I'll take
Oh,
it.
what I was trying to say, the key. It's got magic in it. It works with some sort of magical lock, and I imagine there's only one key if it's this magically charged. So those guys are probably going to want it back. If we were so inclined, we could probably camp out and try and hide out and see who comes to the bodies.
No,
But
I don't want to stay
it could
still.
take a long time, and we don't know how many people.
We
there
are
is.
we are moving on Kazatov. You said
Or
it's going into their hard country. We
perhaps
shouldn't
it's a
need
key
them,
that is
whether
a
we like it or
one-time
not.
use, like it explodes a lock or something.
Is there anything
Awesome.
on the key that they might be able to track us with? Some sort of signature, or magic
Oh.
coming off it that they could find it again.
Well, it's
Nonetheless,
definitely
it
magical if they. I mean, I know of spells like find object and stuff like that. If they have access to those, they'll be able to find the key. But I'll just keep it hidden, like in a pocket or something. And we're opening ourselves up to some more scrying by keeping it. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to be scryed upon regardless, so we might as well just keep making as much headway as we can.
Right. Well,
Yep.
the next time we encounter this outfit, perhaps we should try to pull one aside, interrogate it for the location of where we might be able to use this key.
We could have if you didn't smash his skull in.
Well, I thought
If
that
only
would.
I hadn't lost my wits there in the fight, I was gonna restrict one of them.
I laughed
Person.
towards Illyria. I thought there might be 3 more. Fortunately, they had another trick to get away from us.
Well, at least we didn't get brains on ourselves.
As I wipe like a piece of gray matter off the side of my armor here.
Gross.
Trent, does Kazatov have any sort of militia or something that we might be able to join? I'll air quote it. It might be somewhere to live where we wouldn't have to pay as a bonus benefit and probably more defensible. Is there anything
Well,
like that
from
there?
what I know about the town, I slept through those lectures, so we're gonna have to find out when we get there.
I
I think
studied hard.
that might be a good shout. If we get there and they have a militia, we should join that. I think living there with a bunch of soldiers, if someone comes to attack us, we will have them on our side because we are part of them.
The only thing I know for certain that we'll be able to find there is miners, people heading off to the mines, and I could definitely see us ingratiating ourselves there, especially if I use some of my magic and Zakul wields his strength. We could easily stand out in a group of miners as useful.
Yeah, we could definitely just pass off as poor people looking to get a job. I don't know. I think the lower we lay is better.
Now, I do think that we should start coming up with a list of things we need to accomplish in Kazatov, because if we are going to be concealing our identity, we need to be as efficient with our purchases and whatnot in town as we can be. Certain people are going to be better at disguising themselves and moving amongst the commoners than others, so I think if we could come up with like a group itinerary of sorts about things that we definitely need to accomplish. I know I have a few spell materials that are running thin. I need to make a stop and pick up some like jade dust and a little bit of honeycomb and stuff, and it wouldn't hurt to have this diamond cut down a little bit to pay some of our dues that we need. I certainly don't need a 500 gold diamond for any reason.
I may need some funds for...
You might be better off Trent selling that diamond than just buying a smaller one of your choosing. Cutting them down could risk losing some of the diamond.
Yeah, I'd agree. And Illyria knows best about jewelry, so listen to her.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we should
Right.
while we're
some sort of trading our message post to lead that message.
while we're heading north, I think since I'm riding and don't have to walk, I'll write down things that we can think of we need to accomplish in town if we want to just sort of like snowball ideas out there, have a little brainstorming session.
Trent, also be careful who watches you trade in that diamond, by the way. Might try to jump you.
Well, I was thinking you could do that.
Oh, okay. I'll be careful.
Since you're, a jeweler by trade, you have a better eye not getting ripped off. This is a pretty big transaction, These are the kind of things that people will rip you off for. So I think having as much knowledge going into the jewelers as possible is our best bet.
Okay.
So I'll hop onto Black River and pull out some paper and a pen.
Okay.
And as we make headway, I'll just start to take notes here.
All right. George Foreman's irresistible dance.
That was one I was gonna say. I like that one a lot.
Or George Foreman's scorcher.
He's not scorching my fucking burgers.
Okay. So you guys head up into town, and I would like you guys to make another luck roll for the rest of your travel.
Ooh.
I vote clan again. It went well.
So fun, right? 4K.
Get it, clan!
Alright, clan room.
Alright, you guys are jinxing it now.
No. How could it ever go wrong?
Oh boy.
See? I knew it. My divination skills are proving themselves IRL.
Then he just makes you roll a random 15 and you seize up.
I missed it. What was it?
17.
Oh, pretty good.
The next little while goes by without much problem. If there's one thing about the north, it's that it's rather cold, and it seems to accelerate in a way. Like, it's not a gradual cold that comes over you guys. As you're going further and further up north, it just seems to get, like, worse and worse, almost like by the hour. By the time that you guys get to Kazatov, 3 days have passed, and when you're standing in front of that strange city, you guys are like, well, those of you who don't have extra clothes to wear are definitely jittering a little bit. Make your injury rolls.
We subtracted 3 rations.
Oh, that was rude.
Yeah, everyone loses 3 rations.
Would you all be against letting me go into town first, getting some things to disguise you, and coming back out? Maybe so we don't draw so much attention?
Sure, you want some money?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Close.
I will hand Merton 15 gold.
Okay.
I'm gonna be buying pretty bad stuff because we want to blend in with the poor crowd, so I definitely don't need a lot.
Sounds reasonable. I turn towards everyone. Okay, so we should have ate enough rations, but I don't think clan got enough.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so how many do I have to take off from you? Just 2?
Just 2. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I did load my other sheet by accident. I have like 4 Zencastrel sheets.
Yeah, so I'll hand you 3 more rations, by the way.
Okay.
So you'd be up to 3.
Now, traveling along the road, you guys had seen this city off in the distance. Often with places that you guys are traveling towards, there's a, you know, a sort of plume that comes up, the different fires of the city and whatnot. But for Kazatov, it's unlike anything that you guys have ever seen before. The plumes of fiery smoke that come up from this city are just like pure black, like just like billowing darkness going up into the sky. And when you guys emerge from the forest and see the thing, it's just these huge, like militant-looking walls that go all the way around. And the iron gate at the front looks like it's made completely of iron. Like literally just 2 gargantuan iron sheets in front of you. Like, it looks like a gigantic military complex, kind of.
Can I like find a tree outside of the place to just post up against while we wait for Merton?
Sure.
So the fortress.
Okay. I just need to veer back and peel real quick, so I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Trent,
Is
before
there-
I go, is there any serious checking into this town? Should I be worried? Undead
I was thinking-
wise?
I
Again,
don't
Trent
actually
doesn't know.
anything. I was thinking about that. Maybe it might be better to send someone else in first. I could go, just like walk through the gate and then, you know, maybe get a bite to eat.
I mean, we have to get in there anyway, so
Merton, perhaps you can wait to observe someone entering the city before you enter yourself. I don't think it's a wise idea to send Trent alone.
no, I don't either.
You're slightly more mobile and know how to get away if something were to happen.
The ground underfoot crunches with frost. That sort of icy landscape here has clearly been frozen for a long time, and each one of your footfalls just like takes what was little pieces of grass or bits of dirt and, you know, crunches them underneath as all the water within them must have frozen. And looking at this thing off in the distance, the 40-foot walls of these giant vertical bars of iron, like these huge girders going up, you can see that the walls up top are also completely decked out with siege weaponry. You see like catapults and ballistas. It's like the most extensive armoring that you could possibly imagine. And for a moment there, Trent, you can't help but sort of regret having not paid much attention in class, as now you have to get into this place, and these people look like they mean business.
Yeah, well, if I can't just walk in, if they do have some kind of serious check, fear that would be a little risky. Could I write someone else a list? Maybe.
I mean, I think I'm the best bet with Alter Self. I can't
Maybe.
use that on anybody else, and it's completely undetectable.
Everyone else is very noticeable. Various hair.
When I look up at Merton, I do want to point out to you, Merton, as well as your concerns being reasonable. I traveled with you for months. Was none the wiser. Someone who could detect undead in my presence. Do whatever enchantments or magic you hold. Seems very effective in hiding you.
Sorry.
It is, but there are ways they could. They do seem like more of a. I mean, they're not a magical city, right? It seems like they're miners and people of iron on the earth. I'm confident I'd get in, but it is a risk.
I think maybe just observe us and come in with us from the back. If things look dire, maybe back out. And
Oh, you guys all
choose
want to
wait
go
out
in?
here.
My worry
Yeah.
was just that if the people of the gate see us, then they would know that this exact group is in there, which is what we wanted to avoid.
Well, we do need to get in there, and leaving someone out here might actually be more dangerous. The Icy Hand has more native to this environment, this terrain. They could easily find us out here, and we will be split. Or you sending alone. Perhaps you could get away, but sending anyone else alone seems unreasonable.
Yeah, I think our best bet is just to all go in and then all deal with the consequence.
I
Okay.
nod. That's pretty much what I mean.
I'm gonna alter self, and
What are you making yourself look like, Trent?
basically a more drastic version of the changes that Merton made to me.
Okay.
Change the hair color to like a dark black instead of like my blonde, and make my nose a little bit longer and my cheekbones a little shallower, and maybe give myself like some facial hair, make me look a little bit older.
Sure.
I still want to be like in my 20s, but like maybe like late 20s instead of the early 20s I look like now.
Okay.
And why are we all coming here? Because they'll certainly ask.
My
traveling.
family hired you guys to escort me here. You guys can, you know.
If you want an official reason, we don't have to pursue the Wind Ray, but last I heard, it is in the Arctic. It
That
is
might be
my
a-
home.
That might be a better reason, actually. Something
And
they might not know too much about. Because if we say we're coming for reasons of the city, wrong about certain things, they might be suspicious. But if we talk about the Wind Ray, then they might be like,
Right.
oh, we don't know much about that.
Well, right now, we're right at the normal break time. So I'd say we will cut for 10 minutes here, and you guys can decide what it is that you want to go in with.
I like the
Perfect.
Wind Ray idea.
Yeah.
So we'll be
At least
back
I
in a
could say
minute.
I'm going back from my pilgrimage to go back to the Wind Ray. I also shared my idea while we're coming up here that I want to pursue that as
Sure,
a
sure.
place to get information and all that.
Yeah, I like that.
Alright, so if we're going in with the Wind Ray idea, the last thing that remains is I want to actually do that checklist real quick of things we need to get done, if that's cool with you guys.
Yep, I typed some of it in chat. I don't know if that covers everything.
Do you want to read it off to me? Because I have like a sticky note open here.
Sure. We have spell components, jewelers to cut down the diamond for Illyria, trading or message post to lead that encrypted message. Hopefully Merton has finished that. Find out about the wooden capsules and the icy hand in town, kind of like the underbelly area. See if
I might
we
need
can maybe figure out who put the hit out on you if possible. But
yeah,
you know,
I'll need a
it's like
certain amount of
lesson
money
learned.
if you guys want me to find out like back alley info. Probably need money because I don't have much information to give, or I could maybe just offer.
Do we want to actually talk about the hit, or do we want to say we found these two guys dead on the ground?
No, I think that's already too much. Even
Yeah, I don't
saying that
even think
we're
we want
aware
to
of
bring
that.
it up with them. Just if Merton can get in touch with his contacts, just ask about the icy hand. Say we're looking to get some information out, and they're we can lead on as though we want to hire them to learn more information about them, because gold speaks, and if we're
Right.
offering gold to them, they're going to be more willing to tell us about them than if we're just paying for the information.
Ultimately, we also have a key that may be of some value. Obviously, don't reveal that easily, but that could be something that you could use as leverage.
Yeah, I think I'll be able to handle that.
Okay, I think we should look into getting some either spell scrolls or possibly even copying new stuff over to my book. If there's anywhere that we can do that kind of research here.
If you can afford the ink and the scribe, then you can scribe it, right? You just need the ink and
yeah, I need like a couple hours, and the ink is the big thing.
I do need to go to the bathroom, so tell me whatever I miss when I get back.
Yeah, I was about to say I need to go to the bathroom, but I don't need the silver rapier.
Oh yeah, we could try selling that. None of us need it anymore. It was more of a backup thing.
I think Illyria might need a melee. I don't think she has any melee weapon. I think she
has a staff. She has a staff.
Yeah, my staff.
Yeah,
Source.
Divine Soul can't use martial weapons anyway, Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah, it's either Clanrat or Will that gets it, and neither of them need it. So we might end up selling this. I have a bunch of sellable stuff too. Like maybe not a lot of gold, but something we can offload.
I need a quarter. I need a quarter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean I'll go to a weapon shop. I will go sell the extra loot. You guys throw all that towards me. Give me a list of things I can sell, and then if you have anything in your inventory to sell, I'll go to like the weapon shop to get a new quarterstaff. Maybe look at a new weapon.
I need to switch from hide armor to leather.
Studded leather or regular leather?
Either.
Okay, sure.
It's just my channel divinity doesn't allow me to do wear hot medium. So I need to. Anytime I've been doing my channel divinity, I've been walking around without even armor on.
Sure. I mean, if you're okay, if you're walking around without armor right now, then we can sell your armor. Like, throw everything that you once sold. Like, give me an index card or something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say all that. I was just gonna whisper you in Discord.
That could work too, but if you got a Discord message or index card, I'll take everything to a shop to sell, because I have a bunch of stuff from Tessa and things we've been looting.
Okay, so some other things that I was thinking would be good to get checked out. I have this dark metal. It's called Demon's Eye.
Okay.
They might be interested in it since it's a metal town.
Yeah, since this is a town that does so much with forgery, it might be a good place to get information about that.
What is it, Demon's Eye?
Yeah, it's called Demon's Eye. It's like an ingot of dark metal.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, we still have that little capsule, the Peladrinate. Did we want to do that in this town, or is this save for another place?
We would need to find like an abandoned bathhouse or something.
Some sort of giant tub or place we can break it open.
Like a big open mine pit, maybe.
Also something we could collect up whatever liquid it is.
Yeah, it might be a small amount of something very valuable too. So,
Z, I have a dagger and a bandolier that I have no need for, so you can sell that.
Sure, I will add that to this list.
Illyria, if you want to take the 500 gold diamond now, and also a small red gem that I have. Both of those to sell. The only thing I need you to buy for me in exchange is a
A 100 gold diamond?
A 50 gold diamond.
50 gold.
There's
Now-
what? Sorry,
Uh,
Z. I have it written down on the sheet.
Now, Illyria, converting our remaining money into diamonds is never a bad thing because that's all recovery spells need those. So, if we have leftover money, if you just want to buy like the largest diamond we can, because it'll.
I kind of want to see what expenses we need to take care of first before I reconvert that money.
Yeah. I'm saying like at the end of it all, you can just buy like a diamond to hold all of our value when we leave town. Because gold isn't going to do us any good on the road, but a diamond might be useful, and it's also less to keep track of. We probably want to not necessarily now, but start thinking about where we're heading next and how many rations we're going to need. Because I'm down to 3 personally.
Yeah, so, like, personal supplies, we need, rations, definitely. Anything else? I guess we should overstock on rations, because we tend to not visit towns very much.
Yeah, I mean, we should buy at least 40, like I mentioned, and split it
Yeah.
among the group. Because that's
Even 40 only gets us 10 days of
10
travel.
days.
It's like
Yeah.
maybe enough to get us like to Co.
rations
were
are
gonna head
pretty
south
expensive,
next.
to be honest, with the amount of traveling we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 silver a ration. That is pretty expensive. At least unless
Each day of travel is costing us 2 gold.
Mhm. Unless solution like drops the price for us at some ration thing, which you did last time.
See if we
They
can
were,
haggle with people, yeah.
Yeah, they were 3 silver or a little bit free last time. Which might
Okay,
be-
I have 10 crossbow bolts. Do you want those?
Yeah, I'll take them, because that's the only thing I really use other than my spells. So I'll change that into mine. Thank you.
I have this healing potion with the gills augment. If we want to sell that, because I don't think we're planning on going in water anytime soon.
No. If it's something magical like that,
I'm back.
don't give it to me to sell. I'm going to go sell mundane stuff to like a mundane tradesperson. So anything that you guys want to get rid of that's not magical.
You took the dark metal, right?
the demon eye? Yeah.
Lucian, Demon's Eye was the name of that ingot of metal we got, right? From the Inklord ritual? Or was it a demon eye and the ingot of dark metal?
Separate things.
Okay, then I don't know what that ingot of dark metal is.
No idea.
The demon's eye would probably be something you sell to an arcanist or some sort of magic shop rather than
Said
a
it was like an
normal
ingot with
general-
evil in,
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
which is still not.
I could try selling the dark metal at least as like, hey, this is
It's evil
valuable.
ore from the expanded Minecraft.
That's exactly what it is.
But well, since you're just coming back, I've told Jimmy that once you get in town, if I get an opportunity, I have a bunch of like extra stuff I've been carrying around from like Tessa's body and some of the looting that I want to get rid of and buy rations and basically get rid of mundane gear.
I
If
can
you have
always
anything to
fence a
get rid of.
bunch of shit off.
Yeah, just give me like a list of stuff since I'll just
Stuff
carry
you
it all
want me
over.
to sell? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just do it all at once.
I think the ingot of dark metal might actually be better for Merton to sell.
That's true.
Because if it is
Noah?
evil, then it might not be a good idea for you with all this mundane stuff to just be like, oh, and we have this concentrated metal of death.
Yeah, sure.
True.
This is also a mining city. They might know more about ores and different types of metals. Maybe appraise it accurately here.
That's what I have right now for our to-do list. I don't
Just send
have
it to Lucian
rations
to-
there. It's in general chat.
Okay. I'll buy the rations while I'm selling.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
But Lucian, do you want me to put like the book price for many of these things, and then you just give me like a value or something?
If
I'll
you
tally
want.
everything up for you. Would that make it easier for you? I'm asking. Okay, sure. So
Jimmy?
just give me all the stuff.
This is all assuming we're gonna be able to get into town.
Of course, but it's also something we want to do eventually at some opportunity. We're not just
that's
lugging
true.
around a bunch of stuff, like all of Tessa's old gear and whatnot.
What's up,
Uh,
Clan?
did you see what the last thing I said in general was? It's an image that I cut out.
Where did Will go?
He died. He went to General 1.
Oh, dead.
No.
He had no idea.
I clicked the general, like to look
Well.
at chat. And I'm
No,
gonna click the general chat channel.
You poor sweet retard.
He's like, did tabletop die?
Poor
Quiet.
sweet retard, he says.
I'm so sorry. The only thing, Z, that I have of interest to sell would be the potion of gaseous form.
I told Jamie to go sell that at the magic shop since he's gonna go buy or wherever he can do to try to deal with magic item, like the potions he had and
Yeah,
anything
so
else since he's buying those things.
Take that
Do you
potion.
not want that potion, Will?
I can't see a well, I mean I can, but it's a rare situation where I'd use it, and I might be able to use the
Yeah.
money more. You know, if
Does
I can't
anybody
get in-
have expendable cash on hand right now?
I do a little bit.
It's 20 gold.
Like
then.
15, 20 gold that
I
I can
have-
have?
Well, I have 34 right now.
Because I have
Before I
zero
sell.
cash, and I'm giving away all my stuff to sell, except for the magic stuff. And
Sure.
if I'm gonna buy the magic stuff, then I just need like 10 gold for the jade dust, and then whatever I get from the potions. If you can give me like 15, 20 gold, then whatever I get from the potions, I'll just use to buy ink, or
Did
I'll
you guys
save
give
to
me
buy
the
ink.
evil
Sure.
bar.
What's
by the way?
horrible is like Illusion's probably sitting here like, yeah, these guys think they're gonna be able to do all this.
Alright, well,
The door closes on us. We all get in a huge combat with the fortress city of Kazuta.
alright, none of that.
All
We just
the
get
siege
mortared.
weapons turn and face you.
Yeah, I
So
was
Z,
to say,
how much gold are you giving me?
I need a little bit of money from Zencast. So if you're getting the starter letter, like I'll give you money back at the end. We'll split it. Just I need at least or how much money do you have, Zencast? Let me ask that.
I've never taken any money since I got pickpocketed.
Okay, so you're also broke.
Yeah, that's why I have
So-
that other stuff I need to get rid of.
Okay, well if I'm selling, I can probably scrounge together 20 gold. It should be fine, maybe. All right, well I'll give you 10 gold.
Well, you
For
paid.
15 gold, Jimmy?
15 would be safe. 10 gold should at least get me the jade dust. I don't know how much honeycomb is gonna cost.
Probably like a couple.
How much
copper, in
illusion?
my
How
opinion.
much as a wizard? How much would I expect to pay for honeycomb?
Honey gold?
Honeycomb.
Right.
Honeycomb? Oh, out here in the middle of fucking nowhere? Probably a couple gold.
Like 15 gold should be able to get me.
Oh yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah, okay. I'll hand you the 15 gold. I will definitely have to sell before I buy your armor here then. Let's hope we get enough.
And I'll save whatever money I get from selling to the magic shop.
Well, you had nothing mundane to sell, like an extra dagger or short sword or anything like that?
A bag of chalks. 2 bags of ball bearings.
Don't sell the chalk. I could actually
Yeah,
use.
chalk and
That's
ball
why I
bearings.
would
or
say
something.
that, because I figured I
Ball
could
bearings
use
is really
those.
good.
Yeah,
That's fine.
just the potion. Take that.
Okay. Well, I probably won't be able to get javelins depending on how much money I get. Let's see how.
Well, don't forget I
Sorry,
sold the leftover from the giant diamond that were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have 450
Yeah, I'm
expendable
trying
gold.
to get it for 500
cool.
gold and then rebuy it for 50.
Okay, that's
We'll rebuy another one for 50 gold worth for Jimmy's spell, then we'll have leftover gold. We'll convene after that, and then I can always
Right,
reconvert it.
sure.
Chapter.
Yeah, we'll see how much money we get at the end if we do get into town and do all this.
I don't think if we do get into town today, I don't think we should do any major purchases until tomorrow. I think we should do all of our selling and then regroup and then go out and buy stuff in the morning once we know what we have.
I'll buy the mundane stuff at least. Like, he needs a studded leather mundane armor and quarterstaff. He's wearing no armor right now.
Okay.
Because his class change or his focus change or whatever.
Okay. You guys ready to giggity go?
Yup.
Until we get turned away at the gates, I think we're good. I will cast when we're like within eyesight of the gates, less than an hour travel away. I'll cast Alter Self on myself. I think we're about to walk.
So you're approaching the gates as a group, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But we're slightly disguised?
Yes.
Sorry, I had a pee during we were doing that, so I wasn't...
Yeah, I think Merton went ahead and like dirtied all of us up.
Perfect.
So we looked like a bunch of mundane travelers.
Yeah, I would have liked to.
As you guys approach, the large city looms overhead, and its imposing structure kind of looks at you guys, and you almost feel insignificant up against such fortifications. There's nobody outside for guards, it seems, and standing close to this large iron gate, you see people up top on the upper portions of the wall who instead seem to address you. And one of them calls down, and he just goes, "Hail!" and waves a hand.
Hello!
Ah!
Greetings!
You're not from around here.
Nope,
No, sir.
We're looking for the wind ray.
Hmm.
Heard it was up this way.
Okay. Just wait.
We wait.
Eventually, what looks like a side door next to the gate pops open, and you see a small contingent of guards that come wandering out. You see a man in priestly robes. You see a couple of people set up with a standard guard attire, like chainmail and swords. There's another person who looks like a military officer with a rifle in his hands. It's an interesting little motley crew that comes down to greet you guys. And it seems to be the guy with the gun who does most of the talking as he steps up and looks at you all and says, "Hello.
Good day.
What
Hi.
business do you have in the town?"
We're seeking the wind ray. Heard it was up north.
It's near.
We're running pretty low on supplies, and it's a little colder up here than we were expecting. So we're just hoping to stop by for a few days, get some food, maybe a
some
warm
furs.
cloak or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warm bed for once.
Looking at you, you guys explain your case, and with a scrutinizing eye, he kind of starts to pace back and forth across the line of you guys, giving you all a look, one by one. And eventually he comes back and steps away, and he says, Haven't had much for travelers these days.
Roads are pretty brutal.
Oh, it's pretty cold up here. I wouldn't imagine many people come here.
I think you'd be better equipped if you knew you would be headed up this far north.
We got our bodyguard, and I'll kind of point to Zakul, who's in
let
like...
I let out like a very small puff of smoke at the end of my nostril.
We may have bit off a little more than we can chew, but we made it, so...
Huh. I'd like a persuasion roll from either Merton, Zakul, or Trent.
I think I should do it.
Not me?
Wait, go ahead, Will. I didn't say much, so I think Will should do it.
So
I think you want me to do it.
You have a warlock and a paladin.
24.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, don't cause any trouble in my city.
Okay.
What's your name, good sir? If I might ask.
He gives you a nod and he says, my name is Gron.
Thank you, Gron. It's a real honor to be finally getting into a city and off the roads.
Yes.
Indeed. Thank you,
look
Gron.
cold.
Thank you.
We have taverns and strong ale. You should get some.
Where's the closest tavern, if I might ask?
You'll see it to the left of the gate. Don't worry, can't miss it.
Thank you.
He turns around and walks away, and soon the group kind of heads back off in towards the little side passage there. Now,
I must ask his hotness.
his hotness?
Yes.
Above
a 9 and Illyria is attractive.
Jesus, Illyria.
Picture the antagonist, or sorry, the protagonist from like Grand Theft Auto 4 with like a military outfit on and a rifle in his hand. I think it's GTA 4.
I see.
Okay, no thanks. He looks like a rapist. Pass. Hard pass.
Wow.
Hardest pass of my life.
Looks like a rapist.
Hardest pass of my life.
So they turn around and head back in, and you guys would have all noticed that the robed figure is kind of doing some sort of arcane gestures with his hands and stuff while you guys were standing outside. But he doesn't seem to make any mention of anything, and just kind of turns around and they go back in. And before long, you hear the huge mechanisms that must operate these incredibly heavy gates, and the sort of cranking and squealing of metal as the two halves are pulled apart. And you see the huge city within that kind of opens up. Now, where are you guys going? Are you actually going to the tavern you can see on the left?
I'm gonna look for a jeweler.
Interesting. Okay.
Are
you guys just splitting up, going off into the winds?
Right.
I think we'll go to the tavern first, and then just say like, all right, everybody meet back up here once you've done your part.
Okay.
Right. I gather gear from everyone. I'll go get the rations. We need to make sure we're ready to hit the road at any time.
Oh, important question. Now that we've entered a big city, can I roll for my background to see if there's an acquaintance in this city?
Oh, yeah, roll luck.
Oh, nope, 5.
There is not. You did have an acquaintance in this city, but you heard that he was executed a little while back, and haven't had anyone replace him since.
Guess I'll have to make a new one.
Now you guys step into the tavern, and it's a really big sort of stone wooden building. Everything here is kind of built a little bulky, as though it's really meant to last. And the warmth of the hearth hits you guys as you step inside, and you can see a couple of grizzled types that look like they're having some stew or having a drink. But it's midday, so it's not too packed or anything. What do you guys want to do?
Probably see if there's rooms for rent here. Just to get the price.
Sure. The price for a room here is 1 silver, and food costs about the same.
Okay.
I would say to everyone off to the side, let's wait to get rooms to see if we can look into that, militia idea. It's one of the things I'm gonna look into.
Okay, well I'm gonna head to the jeweler and see if we can break down this diamond.
If everyone's okay with the militia idea, I think it's a good idea.
Simcas, if you don't have anywhere else to go, I would recommend you follow Illyria, since she's holding most of our group's wealth in that diamond.
Yeah,
I'll go.
wouldn't be bad to have a buddy.
We're saying all of this in hushed tones, by the way.
Okay.
Very quietly.
You guys find a little corner table there and start to plot about what you're going to do in town.
while we walk to the tavern, and while we're in the tavern, I'm looking for thieves' cant stuff and any signs of back alley things where I would go for that.
Okay. I'd like you to make a perception check.
14.
You do see thieves' cant here. It's actually on the wall by the bar. Somebody has scribbled down a little symbol or two there, and it's the thieves' cant symbols for like doesn't take kindly to thieves, basically.
So don't ask for the extra large number 9. In this
Exactly. Yeah.
The McNuggets with extra McNuggets.
Oh,
it was a Saturday.
there.
Thing,
That was a code at my at a McDonald's near me. One of the guys that worked there would sell weed out of the McDonald's, and if you rolled up and through the drive-thru and asked for McNuggets with extra McNuggets, he would sell you a gram.
When we all split up, I'll look for more of that stuff. Try to find that.
I will approach the barkeep.
Sure. He looks over at you. He's a balding fellow with huge burly forearms and a bit of a gut to him, and he's washing a couple cups there and goes, "Ale."
Well, barkeep, name's Brent.
Brent?
Isn't that what I said? Oh no, Brad, sorry. Name's Brad.
Brad, it's good to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Me and my companions are going to be in town for a few days. Looking to head up to the Wind Ray.
I've heard of those types. News? Of course, if you go past the factories, you can see the ships there waiting.
It's just floating up there.
No. Yeah, passenger ships.
Ah, I see. Travelers heading that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. While I'm in town, we were going to do a little bit of restocking. Could use some new traveling clothes, and I dabble a little bit in the magical arts, and I was wondering if there was any stores in town that might sell reagents, things of that nature.
Well, if you're looking for clothes, then you'll find the Kozilski clothes are the best. And if you're looking for reagents, not much grows in the forest out here, just ice. But there's distil for cheap. I know many people come here to get some.
Where would I go for that?
You'll see the shops. They're a bit further in, towards the center of the city, before you get to the mansions.
Thank you very much. I expect we'll be seeing you later this evening.
Do you wish to rent your rooms now?
I think my coin purse is a little light. I was actually hoping to sell some things as well, so can't offer you anything quite yet, but once I have the coin, I'll return to get those rooms.
And you and your friends, what are you? Mercenaries, adventurers?
Wannabe adventurers. The Dragonborn actually hails from the Wind Ray. It was all from some sort of voyage, and he's going home.
That is impressive armor.
Yeah, he wields it well.
Did he make it himself? Maybe one of you put it together?
I think it was actually bestowed to him by some sort of patron. I can't remember exactly.
Kind of like an heirloom.
Either something a former boss gave to him, or someone who has paid him for work in the past, but none of our group made it. He had it when we met him.
He's had better bosses than I have in the past, then.
Me too.
Jeez.
Only I could get a payday like that, you know what I mean?
Must have done much.
Well, I can tell you without a doubt we wouldn't have made it here if it wasn't for him. Those roads are treacherous these days.
He kind of pulls at a small bit of tuft at his chin there, and thinking stares over at your group.
Well, thank you for your information, sir, and I'll make sure to check back in this evening.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll make my way off towards where he said the shops were.
Okay. Trent speaks at the bar there and then goes out the door. What are you guys doing?
I'm probably heading to the... Oh, we're looking for a jeweler, I guess.
Probably would have already left.
Alright, so I want to ask real quick. I do have a 10 GP emerald. I went towards the general goods store, but could I have given that to Illyria? Since she said she's going to a jeweler.
So Illyria's going for jewelry, Merton's going for some other shit.
I would go towards like a clothing shop looking for cloaks for everyone, and then on my way, looking for thieves' cant and whatnot.
Okay. And Trent and Zencast, what are you guys up to?
I'm going with Illyria.
Okay.
And I am looking for primarily the magic store.
Okay. So everybody's business is different. We'll start with Illyria and Zencast.
Okay.
You guys wander into the city. It's the middle of the day, and there's light all about, but you don't really see much of the sun. It's just kind of like a swirling white up above and the constant flicker of snow here and there. And the people who go by, they're quite bundled up and all. It doesn't take you too long to get down the streets to the market district, which is a collection of shops. There's not really much for stalls outside. In fact, there's none, unsurprising given the weather, but there's a whole bunch of different storefronts. And you're looking for a jeweler?
Yeah, most likely the jeweler for the to examine the diamond, see if we can get like a value sell price out of it.
Okay. I'd say it doesn't take you too long to find a jeweler here, and there's a lot of different craftsmen that are working in metal, and when you go in here and see about getting this thing appraised, let's see, what was this diamond from?
I don't...
We got it from the hidden
chest.
Yeah, it's like a chest, I think.
I thought this was out of Black River's chest.
Oh, Black River's chest?
Oh, the diamond, yeah. Okay. We got like a bag of gems. I thought that's where it came from. Never mind.
We got the vial of gems that we treat.
This one, Illusion, he told us this one was a 500 gold diamond from Black River's chest.
Okay.
It's what I've been casting my chromatic orb from, since we don't have another diamond.
Oh, you're right.
The jeweler looks it over Illyria, and then turns back to you and says, yes, it's good. I'll give you 400 for it.
I'm actually looking for higher than that.
420?
I'm thinking about a diamond worth 50 gold and, 450 gold out of that. You can't fool me. I'm a jeweler.
500 is much, my dear.
500 is what it's worth.
He pauses for a second and looks at it, and I'd like you to make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay.
Oh, what is that? A 15? That's a 19.
Okay, 500.
Alright, perfect. Would you mind actually going to 50 gold diamond and give me 450 gold pieces?
I may have something about here.
And, what about this? You said it was a 10 gold emerald?
Yeah, 10 GP emerald.
So I have another small emerald and a small red gem from Jimmy?
I never got a price on that gem. I think I've had that since Misty Town Illusion. I have no idea what it's worth. I got nothing to give you.
He looks at the two of them and takes his magnifying glass to them eventually, and then turns back and he says, 25.
For both? Well, I'll take it.
I was gonna say, do you want me to insight him or no?
I think we have... Let's see, what? One's already worth 10 and he owns a small red gem. Oh, I guess I should insight.
You know, you could try appraising the red gem yourself, since you've never looked at it properly. You weren't in the party at the time.
Oh.
Would
Oh,
it
that's
be
right. You
allowed
got with
illusion?
Tessa.
Would that be allowed illusion?
Oh yeah.
Okay, can I actually try to appraise that red gem? I forgot
Sure.
you got it with Tessa. I was like, oh, you know, it was here.
Yeah, you could do that. Do you have proficiency with jeweler's tools?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
It's just the proficiency bonus of the tools, right?
And you could add like intelligence to that, I'd say.
It's a 16 then.
Okay. You think that the gem is probably worth anywhere from 10 to 20 gold. The little red one.
Hmm. So you gave me what, a 15 gold price on it?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll take it. So he owes me what, 475 gold and a 50 gold diamond?
Yeah. So he gives
Okay.
you those.
Let's see, 25. Let's remove everything out of my inventory. Alrighty. Now look at Zakul, or not Zakul, Zengus. Is there anything you need here?
I'm just looking around. But once she's ready to leave, I'll go with her.
I would have asked you to get the jade dust while you were there, because that's probably where you would get it.
Oh, does he have, what, 10 gold worth of jade dust?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
Probably have that on hand. So you can
Absolutely.
drop 10 on that.
Okay.
Would this be the spot where we'd see about the pearl?
The magic one with the liquid in it? I probably wouldn't.
Well, I still have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have a tub there, sure, man. I thought we
Can
were
I look
looking for a
around?
big tub.
To see if anyone else is in the shop that's like watching me or watching us with the transaction.
Right now it's you two and the jeweler.
Got it. Okay.
His shop is like a tiny little room with a bunch of different display cases and a little fire burning in the corner, and that's about it.
Okay. And I'll not. Actually, thank you for your business.
Okay.
You'll most likely see me again later.
He gives you a nod and starts to pack up the things you've traded him.
Alright, I would like to securely put the gold as close to my... Oh, you know what? Can I stuff it, like, in my shirt and then put the belt so it doesn't slide underneath? Like, so there's no chance that someone, like... They'd have to cut my shirt to get it?
Sure.
Okay. So, let's secure the gold.
Like a little retarded kangaroo pouch.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Okay.
I'm fat. Let's just give me a stomach.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, perfect. Alright, and I'll make my way out. Actually, probably, back towards the tavern? Maybe going a little slower, looking around to see what's, available around this place.
Okay. We'll cut over to you, Merton. What are you doing? Oh, Merton fell over.
Oh no.
More
Alright.
shopping. Oh, okay. Never mind.
More
changed my-
shopping!
Alright, so I'm walking just nowhere in particular looking for Thieves' Cant. If I see like a market area, I'll stop there.
Okay, so
I'd
you
like
do
to
find a
ask-
market area pretty easily.
Do I see any militiamen on the way? By chance?
You definitely see guards. Militiamen, I'm not sure what you're getting at with that, but you would see
Oh.
like the town guards here and there.
Yeah, I'll approach a guard.
Sure. He looks over and gives you a nod. Citizen.
I'll change my voice to sound like one of them,
Okay.
and I can do that well with the actor feat. So I'll say,
Make a deception check.
21.
Okay.
Hail, Godsman.
He looks over, he says, what can I get for you?
What do you have for? How do you get a job as a guardsman in this town? Is there a building you all come from, live in, or is it more of a you do it from home sort of thing?
You can speak at the barracks if you want, but...
Yeah, the barracks. Where are those?
He points out a large building near the wall off in the distance.
Thank you. Have a good day.
He nods as you head off.
Note that. And did you say I found a a market?
Yes.
Okay. For one that looks like a clothing store.
Are you buying clothes?
Yeah.
Okay. Stepping into a clothing shop. The stuff here is mostly made out of animal hides, it seems, and objects that are made from like standard cloth. Seems to actually cost like a little bit more almost.
Good. I want like something normal people are wearing around here.
Sure.
Bigger the better to like conceal us.
Okay.
Something has to be for Zakul, so really big for him.
Are you buying for
Preferably-
just yourself or for
No,
everybody?
I'm buying for everyone.
Okay.
You're buying cloaks right now?
Yeah, like
Okay.
fur cloaks with a hood that we could put up, but it would look like normal because we're just cold. So
I'd say you're probably looking at about, let's see here, about 10 gold for each cloak.
for each, okay. Is there a cheaper I can go, or it's 10 for each? and
That
that's
seems to be it.
it? Okay.
I did have cloaks on my buy list if you don't have money, by the way. So I'm going to be asking for that at the trading goods store. Or the...
I mean, I could buy a couple. If they're 10, I'll just buy mine for now and get back to everyone on that. So I'll buy one for me
Okay.
with that description.
So you drop 10 and pick up a large fur coat. It seems to be made of maybe like tanned wolf skin or something like that.
Yeah, that's good. Thank the guy. Thank you very much. Put the hood up and head out.
Okay.
Did I see any thieves' camp up to this point?
You can make a perception check.
Oh, 20.
I would say that you would probably see a little bit of thieves' cant here and there. Most of it advising to avoid shops. Like most of these places are put as being difficult to rob. You do notice something though, which is that down an alleyway, there is a little bit of thieves' cant on the outside that mentions the possibility of work.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay. When you get over and step up to the alleyway, you can tell that you're not alone. And immediately you can see people that are down in the alley who look like they're having just a little short chat. And they make eye contact with you and then keep talking.
When I make eye contact, I'll say in thieves' cant, like, good afternoon, but it really means, like, I'm here for the work.
Okay. Speaking in thieves' cant, one of them says, come closer.
I'll head over.
Okay. When you get up to them, they look over, and seeing you there, one of them kind of squints his eyes and goes over your gear, basically, and says, so you're here for work.
I'm here for work. And information and whatever else you may offer. I will give you the work first to potentially prove myself. What do you have?
He pauses for a second. And he says, you're not from around town, are you?
No, I was doing work out of Hillcrest. By the way, did you know anyone there?
Couple of distant names. Nothing big. Anyway, if you're
this
not
is of
from
any
around
interest
here...
to you, I'll give him the execution list from Hillcrest and say, in case you didn't know.
Trouble over there.
Maybe show I was affiliated with those people. Big trouble. Need somewhere new.
Well, it's good that you've done work before. If you're not from around here, you should know that there's a saying in Kazatov, one that you should get to know well before it catches up to you. Just no dungeon for thieves.
I don't plan to be dungeon or to the gallows, if that's what you mean.
Well,
There's a reason I got out of Hillcrest and no one else did.
He kind of looks at you and then looks at his friend, and the other one who hasn't spoke yet turns to you and says, most of our work is kill.
Perfect.
He looks
Give me the
over and
name.
they share a glance again, and then he looks back and he says, okay, take this. And he hands you like a little piece of paper that's been folded up.
Take it.
Finish this. Payment's written down. Just be quick about it. A few days.
I will look at it. What does it say?
You see what looks like a person's name and an address and then a gold amount at the bottom. And it says that there's a payment of 80 gold.
It will be done. I'll stand up and leave. I wanted to do this by the end of the day because last time we time skipped and it was bad. So that's where I'm going right
Okay.
away.
Every time you took a job at the time
Yeah.
skip.
So you go ahead and take that and go off and see if you can find this address. And meanwhile, Trent, what are you up to?
Heading to the magic shop, hopefully.
Okay. Wandering into the market, it doesn't take you too long before you're able to find this magic shop. Now, it's not really a kind of arcane store that you're used to. Instead, it looks a little bit more warehouse-like almost. And if it weren't for the sign outside advertising magical goods, you probably would have missed it. When you step inside, you can see that the collection of things that you can buy as far as reagents go is very, very scarce. But if there's one thing that they do have in abundance, behind the countertop you can see bottles of that bluish liquid that so much of the world runs on. And there's arcane distil everywhere here.
Wait, is arcane distil mana potions?
It's like the precursor to mana potions, basically.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Do I see anybody working here?
There is one person behind the counter, and what looks like a pair of guards near the back of the room that are chit-chatting.
Okay, I'll hit the one behind the counter then.
Sure. He looks over. He looks like a semi-frail elderly gentleman, and he goes, hello, it's good to see you. You come to buy
Nice to see
something?
you as well. Hopefully. I know it's rare in these parts, but I've been practicing my magic as I travel north. I'm sure you can tell by my accent I'm not from here.
Mm-hmm.
Any chance you have any honeycomb?
Ah. Goodness. He kind of like turns and starts to rotate around slowly in the way that elderly people sometimes do, and he starts to rifle about, and I'd like you to make a luck roll.
Oh no. 5.
He searches around and turns back and he says, sorry, nothing for that.
What about ink? Maybe that's a more reasonable request. Do you have any magical inks?
He nods, and you can see that he has those magical ink files for 50 gold.
Okay. If I remember correctly, it's 100 gold per level of the spell you want to copy.
I thought it was 50.
gold.
Oh, is it 50 gold per level?
Wait, no, maybe
Yeah.
it's... Is it 100, but then it's 50 if it's your school?
Let me see.
I thought it was 50 per level. Because I remember trying
Learning
to buy
spells.
inks from Jimmy's. Well, I don't know if you use the.
It'll say on the wizard class sheet thing.
Yeah, I'm scrolling to my spell book right now. It says... For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold.
Okay.
So 50 gold of inks, and then I think each school is like you half the price and time if it's from your school.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll pull out a couple bottles that I have and see if he has any interest in them. Do you sell potions here by any chance?
There's the odd potion around here.
Would you be interested in buying some from me? Possibly selling them?
Maybe. What do you have?
This one here is a potion of gaseous form. And this one, I have no information on it other than what it does, so I can't tell you how it was made or what magic went into it, but it's a potion of healing that has the added benefit of water breathing. Could be useful for a town so close to the water, especially with the travelers all heading to the Windray.
He scratches his cheek for a second, staring at the two potions, and then looks at you and says, give you 90 gold for it.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
90 gold for both, or just for the healing one?
For both.
Baby, getting screwed.
Insight, that's like an 11, I think.
Okay.
Crap. Should have said someone with Trent who's good with money. I'm just kidding.
You think that the price that he's offering you is a fair price?
Okay. What about the 2 potions for 2 vials of your ink? You seem to have plenty of it there.
I could do that trade.
3 bullets.
Jesus Christ.
I will go ahead and make that trade then.
Okay. He hands over the 2 vials and takes your 2 potions off your hands.
Do you know... I know it's a long shot. Obviously, this is the first place I would check, but you don't happen to know if there's anywhere else in town that might have honeycomb by any chance? Maybe a place that sells food? It doesn't have to be a significant quantity of it or anything. It's just a component in a specific spell that I've been working on.
If you still have luck, there's a restaurant that caters to the rich and might be able to find honey there.
Oh, that would be perfect. Do you know where I could find this restaurant?
Sure. He writes down a little note with directions to it.
Do you practice magic yourself?
Of course.
If you had any experience in scrolls, writing scrolls, or enchanting things,
He
of that
nods.
nature? Because obviously with this ink, I'm looking to learn new spells. So if you know any place where I could, study magics, another spell book or anything, or scrolls that I could study from, I'd be happy to work or pay for the time to study.
There's not much of that in Kazatsov, but the Windray is nearby.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll have some luck there. Thank you so much for all your help, Mr.
He nods and he says, Ovig.
Ovig. It's been a pleasure. And I'll bow towards him
Okay.
and head out
Okay.
towards that expensive restaurant.
And Zakul, what are you doing?
Headed to the general store with a load of mundane gear to sell.
Okay.
So I have a list and 2 index cards here.
Oh my god. Let's
And
see.
then this is kind of your special
Right.
thing.
You want to sell all of this?
Yes, this is all extra gear, and I have like mundane things to buy in return, I guess.
Is this the total for just this cart?
That's just that cart standard total, and then this I didn't know how you were gonna price that.
Right. I would like you to roll a persuasion roll, please, to see what kind of price you can negotiate. Oh.
That is a 21. Oh no, 22.
Well rolled.
Persuasions were pretty good.
You get offered for the whole lot 300 gold.
Oh, okay.
Take it and run.
Yeah, I'll take.
Just burst out the window. A
Sorry.
dragonborn shaped hole in the fucking wooden wall.
Yeah,
The door was
roll-
right there. What are you doing?
So I'll take the 300 gold, and then I'll ask the shopkeeper if he has a studded leather armor that might fit a halfling.
Oh, a weird
This
request. Roll up.
Funded.
Strange request. I'm sorry.
Good.
I just
Good
think
Stranger request. I for the little. Do you want to be strong?
you're so small.
Oh,
15.
that was a
Some
tease.
table help there, yeah.
He does happen to have a set, and he he brings it up to the counter, kind of dusts it off. It looks like the moment you see it, you can tell it's been kind of sitting in the back of the storage room, kind of thing. You know,
He's been keeping it for years, but he knew one day.
yeah, one day somebody would come along, and he quotes you for that at. He says you can take it off his hands for 40 gold.
Well, it looks pretty worn. I suppose 40 is fine. It's supposed. I know this to be worth 45 normally, right? Yeah, I'll take it for 40.
Okay.
And point towards a quarterstaff nearby. And do you have any winter cloaks here? About 4 yay high, as I give various sizes.
He nods and shows you a few, and it seems that they're offered to you for 8 gold apiece.
I want a luxurious one.
I went to the wrong shop.
Sure. So
You
I
bought from
As
what was the really nice place? He said the best clothes are from where?
Some
I don't
Russian
remember
name.
that lady one.
Kaczynski
Anyway,
or something.
Kaczynski's.
I'll buy 3 human-sized ones. One extremely large one to like wear over my armor, and like with the hood and everything.
There's only one overcoat that fits Yuzucool, and it looks like those old like Gestapo like oversuits.
Kind of want to Google that, but sure.
Like, you know the suits that they would wear over suits? Like in the cold weather with like the little fur caps and stuff? It's like one of those.
I love it.
Right. So, table talk. I wouldn't know that Merton bought his own. Would you allow me to just buy 4 here? Since he did
Yeah,
get
that's
his own?
fine.
So I'll pick up 4 then for 8 gold.
We'll say
apiece
that
and
you
a quarter.
conveniently forget to get one for him.
Sure. And
What was that?
Cheeks just came in out of nowhere.
Oh,
he's a
sorry.
quarter
She
step,
said
5
oops.
silver.
So sorry.
It's all good.
Who came in?
Cheeks.
Trend.
Oh,
Is a quarter step 5 silver?
Yes.
So I will pay the 76 gold and 5 silver and
Okay.
collect that. And, well, rations, sir. Could you give me about 60?
I'm looking to feed myself for 2 months.
I've got an appetite.
I might have to move. Might have to move much slower, but
My
could
children are
definitely carry
starving.
that. Slightly.
They haven't eaten in months.
I have 30 kids.
For 30 gold, you can get 60 rations.
Sure. I will pay the 30 gold extra.
Just like like what that must look like is
It's like a pallet of rations that I was just like, okay, Sure.
It's dragging like a wooden pallet.
Rolls out a wheelbarrow from the back.
Before it's unpacked, it's literally 3 miniature crates that are like 1.5 feet across, kind of thing.
Oh boy, that was.
That's. I throw the cloak on over myself, and then I start carrying all this stuff at a slightly slower pace than normal. But I do make my way towards the tavern, hauling all this back.
You escape with your number 9 large.
You can delete those if you want. If they're all sold and gone now.
Sure.
Number 9 extra large is 60 rations.
That's what Bob ate the other day. Okay.
In one sitting or you can't come in.
Back to you, Illyria. What are you up to?
Probably, just kind of wandering towards the tavern, looking at the things along the way.
Okay, so you're making your way back. Merton, you're going off towards this address, and you end up in a housing district a little bit further away from the market, and soon wind up on a street in front of a random house. And you can see what looks to be a little fire that must be burning inside as the chimney is currently billowing.
How much information is on the card about the job? Just a name and a money amount?
An address, a name, and an amount.
Is the name a female? Male name?
The name is...
Should call him a mailman.
11 or higher, and it's female. Well, there is a woman's name there on the paper.
Is it a 2-story house or a 1-story?
It's a 1-story abode.
I saw a fire, so can I sneak up to a window and try to look in?
Sure. You go around the side there. It's not a particularly busy neighborhood or anything. And when you get over there and look through the window, you can see what looks like a very simple dwelling with a woman who's over by the fire, and it looks like she's just kind of knitting or something.
Does she turn towards me or away me?
She's looking away from you.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Silence on the area between me and her.
Okay.
Not so she's in it though. I don't want her to know.
Okay.
Then can I phase through the wall thin enough?
Sure.
Okay, and then when I'm close to her, I'll cast Shadow Blade and try to stick it through her head.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And I don't know what the Shadow Blade, it does psychic damage, so does that not leave traces? Like, do they bleed?
Well, it does partly psychic damage. So I'd say it leaves a disproportionate scar for what the amount of damage that it does.
Okay.
I would like you to roll stealth, though, please.
Expertise. It's a 20.
20, okay. You phase through the wall, step up into the house, and then make this attack. Go ahead and roll... Oh, wait. Shadow Blade, you have to drop Silence, right?
Yeah, Silence would drop right before I
Okay.
attacked her.
Make your attack with advantage, please.
Little does he know, she's a trained assassin, turns around and fucking murders him.
She's about
With-
to mind stab.
With like 800
Oh, I thought
fucking
it
radiant damage.
23.
Roll damage.
Is this sneak attack? Yeah.
Yes.
I was so close to a crit down here. I thought you were just gonna destroy her. Walk away.
22 damage. Yeah. 15 of it is psychic.
Okay. You make your way into this woman's home, and a moment later drop the silence field and stab her, and her body convulses for a moment before falling off of her chair by the fireplace.
Check to make sure she's dead.
Sure. You go over and look, you can see the remainders of what her crocheting would have been, and you can tell that she has indeed passed.
Is she,
I'm gonna laugh if the bounty was like, have a conversation with her so she's not lonely.
The guy told me to go kill her.
No, he just handed you a paper.
He said it's a kill job. Anyway,
Do you also
Get
eat
back.
her
You were
soul?
supposed to talk to
Killing
her.
it with the conversation.
Do you
Be a
also eat
killer
her
with-
soul so she just can't, can't go to heaven or anything now?
well, that is a given when undead kill things. So yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
my god. No.
How much left of how much did it leave? Sign that she was like the shadow blade.
A small stab wound that looks like she was shanked with like a letter opener kind of thing.
Where'd my token go?
They didn't say
yes.
to dispose of her, so
Yes.
I'll just sit her back up on the chair and phase back through the wall and go back and return the job like 20 minutes later or something.
Okay. You head back, and when you get to the alleyway, the people there are still chit-chatting, and they look surprised when you return. And one of them doesn't even speak in Thieves' Cant. He just says, "What, are you done?"
Rip the paper in half, put it on their table, and my hand out for payment.
Wait here. And he walks into a nearby building.
I'll take his seat.
Sure.
Right.
The other one looks at you and crosses his arms, and he says, "So tell me about yourself, outsider."
Information costs money.
I thought you just say no.
What, you want, a silver piece?
Information about me is much more than that. But we just leave it at I do jobs.
Mysterious.
If you want more, we can trade information.
No, my pockets aren't so deep, but I know others who might.
Perhaps I will get in touch with them then.
Perhaps. A minute or two of awkward silence go by until the door opens back up, and the guy comes out, and he tosses you a bag with 80 gold.
I'll take it and pocket it and say, who's in charge around here?
You'll meet him when the time is right.
You think he'll be able to find me?
He nods to you, and he says, "Someone of your skill and speed, how long will you be in town?"
Depends on how much I can gain. I've only just arrived to sign this up. But, this won't be the last you'll see of me, so...
Is the coin all you're after?
That is information.
Well, you may as well get along now.
Good day. See you soon.
Yeah, he gives you a nod as you head out of the alleyway.
I'll turn towards the barracks then.
Okay. And Trent, what are you up to?
Going to that rich restaurant.
Ooh. Okay. The restaurant there is, at the moment, it's got a couple of tables that are currently busy, and through the glass panes you can see the lavish halls where nobility seem to be dining and a few merchant types. When you step inside, somebody near the door immediately approaches and says, and he kind of like looks at your attire and he says, "Sir, do you have any papers, perchance?"
Yes. I'll pull out the forgery that Merton made for me.
He pauses and looks at the thing.
I will make his roll 8 too.
Ah! He pulls a bit of dust out of his eye for a second there. Okay.
Something about this paper seems to always carry dust with it. I'm so sorry, sir.
It's the dustiest paper known to man.
I really should have that looked at by like a wizard or something.
It's like enchanted at this point. He hands the thing back to you, and he says, well,
I don't mean to eat here. I know I'm not dressed the part.
He seems immediately confused when you say that.
I actually was hoping to see if I might do some business with your chef, more personally. I'm a wizard, and I need some reagents that you might have, if I'm lucky.
I thought the attire didn't make much sense for eating. Of course. Here, come, I'll bring you to the chef.
If you need to take a back way there, I totally understand.
No, it should be alright, but he gives you a nod, like, he gets what you're saying. And before long, you guys kind of go down a hallway or two and end up in a very large, expansive kitchen. It's not the middle of rush hour. It's not particularly busy in this spot. And the butler seems to call over the chef, and the chef looks and steps up to you. And he says, Yes, what do you want? Busy at the moment.
Sorry to bother you. I inquired over at the magic store in town, and was told you might have something here that I need. He said sometimes you serve dishes with honey in them, and I was wondering if you had any honeycomb, perchance.
Roll luck, please.
Ooh. Honey in the dead of winter. Valuable commodity.
13.
There's a moment where he looks over at the butler, and the butler and he share a glance, and then he goes, okay, 1 second, and he just turns around and goes back into the kitchen, and he comes back and hands you a small, like, tin, and opens it for a moment to show you the honeycomb inside, closes the tin, and then puts it in your hands.
Oh, thank you. How much?
He just turns around and he says, no, go. Please, it's fine.
Oh, thank you. I will make my way out with the butler and
Sure.
Thank him. And,
If you ever wish to return, Mr. Goldenbrow, our doors are always open.
I'll make sure that I wear my nice clothes and pat my backpack next time I come. Leave this thing behind.
He gives you a knowing smile.
And I'll head back to the bar.
Okay.
Oh, wait. There was one more thing I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
As I walk back towards the bar, or the tavern, I should say, I would like to glance around town and see if there is a library. I know they're rare, but gotta have something to entertain yourself up north. Why not the books?
I would say that immediately looking around, you don't see anything for a library.
What if I, asked a guard passing by or something?
Sure. He tells you something interesting, which is that the nobles of this town certainly own books, but there's nothing like what you described to him is kind of foreign. You're like, it's a place where everybody can go and read and stuff, and he's like, no, that doesn't exist.
I'll pull out my papers when he says, nobles have books, and let him look over it.
Sure. He looks at the paper there for a second. He stares at it, and then he turns back to you, and he says, well, my lord, if you ever wish to speak with them, perhaps they'd let you see the collection. Some of the wealthy families are very much into the showcasing of their wealth, you could say.
Would you know of any families that might perhaps have a background in the magical arts? Maybe a wizard or two has been shipped off to Soulsland from their lineage or anything of that nature.
Most of the nobles like to keep a court mage, if that's what you mean.
Who is the, forgive my brassness here, but who is the most affluent of the nobles here?
Ah, the strongest family, you ask?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he kind of pauses for a second and looks over at the other guard next to him, and they seem to share a look for a second, and he turns back and says, "It's tough to say."
I'll grab my coin purse, pull out a few gold coins.
He looks confused when you pull out coin, and before you can really hand it to him, he just says, "The Ivanovskis, I think?"
I will pretend like I wasn't about to bribe him. It's excellent. Do you know if they're a busy family? Would I be able to get a meeting with them?
Well, I'm not sure what they're up to these days, but you could go and see.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He gives you a nod as you wander away from the two guards. And you can hear one of them actually talking there with no need for a perception check, where he kind of goes, "That was sort of strange." And the other one goes,
I will change my disguise tonight. When I was in the magic shop, did I happen to get, like, were there prices listed for the distill stuff?
Yes.
How much is arcane distill by the bottle?
A 10-ounce bottle, similar in size to like a flask, looks like it would go for about 500 gold.
And they have, like, oodles of it here?
You saw probably like a dozen bottles like that there.
Oof.
Yeah.
Do I know anything about the crafting of magic or mana potions or anything?
I would say that you probably would have the chance at some knowledge. You could roll Arcana.
22.
Bless you.
It's his good roll noise. I would say that you know about the creation of different magical items and whatnot, and you would be aware that, yeah, a lot of them involve arcane distill in some way.
Okay. So it's not just mana potions, it's like a lot of potions require this.
Yeah, mana potions are the really big one. And those, you know, even those aren't really ubiquitous in the world of wizardry because they're kind of expensive and dangerous. But you can find them here and there. But there's also like special kind of inks and certain constructs as well that use the distill.
Mm. Is it like a 1-to-1 ratio? Like one of those vials, the 10-ounce bottles, would make one potion of mana, or is it?
No, multiple probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like you would buy that as like a reagent and then work towards like a few potions of
yeah.
mana. I would probably poke my head back in the magic shop and ask if they sell mana potions.
Oh. Let's see here. Roll luck for me.
Because I don't know how to make them, but if they have so much distill, maybe they do.
He tells you that they don't really do much of the tampering with the distill here in Kazatov, and most of it's just sold elsewhere. But he does have one smaller mana potion on hand. It's 100 gold if you want to buy it.
What is a smaller mana potion? Like
Lesser mana potion is 1d4 temporary.
I get 1d4 temporary magic slots or whatever?
Yeah.
And that could be used for a higher level spell, right? Like if I rolled a 4, I could cast a 4th level spell even if I don't have...
Yeah, you could cast Alter Self at level 4 if you got a level 4 spell slot or something.
Okay. But I couldn't cast, like, it's not like when Braxton was in the woods. I couldn't cast something I don't already know.
Yeah.
I could just cast my magic at a higher level.
Yeah, the magic that you already know.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to buy it now. I'm just interested. And I will tell him perhaps before I make my way to the Windray, I will poke back in. But for now, I need to go secure lodging for the evening. So,
Okay.
thank you. And I'll show myself out.
So you're headed back. Martin, you're going to the barracks. And Trent,
Yeah, I
you're
want to
going
inquire
back.
about that. If we could, like, get a job and
Okay.
housing.
So that seems to be the last bit. When you get over there towards the barracks, Merton, what are you doing?
Are there guards outside?
Yeah, you see a group of guards.
Hail, gentlemen.
One of them looks over.
Would I head inside to inquire about a job?
He kind of puts his hands on his sides and says, a job? What work are you speaking of?
A guardsman or a militia member. Just kind of looking, not sure what you guys need. If something is needed, I'm quite capable. Have some capable companions as well. We'll be in town for a little bit. Better to get paid and fed and do a little work than just sit in a tavern.
He shakes his head and he says, sorry, the guard work goes to people of the town. They know best. You understand.
All right. I'll leave then.
Okay. You turn around and head back, and gradually you guys all meet back at the tavern. It's been a productive day, and having split everybody up here, there, and everywhere, you guys have moved, pounds and pounds of goods, and found out little bits of information, seen a bunch of the town. By the time that you're meeting back up here in the tavern, it's getting a little bit later, actually, and the evening is starting to come about.
Well, how did everybody's journeys go? As I kind of pull everybody over to a corner table.
Give a silent thumbs up. We'll have to distribute some of these things when we get a chance. But let's get inside first. Maybe grab the room.
Yes, we should buy rooms for an extended amount of time in case we skip. But I don't think we should tell this barkeep about being great souls.
Okay.
If we just pay for an extended period of time, then we won't have to tell him.
Well, we won't know how long the curse will take us out. Seems like the cost might be higher than necessary.
I think I'd rather...
I mean, he said it's a silver a night here.
No,
I just came into some money, it's okay.
Okay, well, if you believe that
If you all huddle up in one room, it should be fine, right?
We probably should do that, actually.
If we pay for like a week, I think in advance, then we might be able to, or perhaps, sorry, a 10-day in advance, then we might be able to explain to the barkeep that, I've told him that I use magic. We can tell him that I'm experimenting with some stuff that might shift us to other planes, so if he doesn't see us for several days, not to worry, and we will pay for...
I don't think we want to tell him that powerful.
Sure, but let's
we
go
need
with
some
Martin.
explanation why he doesn't see us for several days.
Why do we need an explanation?
You just find their way in and out
Because
of
we're
the
paying. He doesn't care. Yeah. You don't have to tell people everything.
Plus,
Brad.
I think 10-day might be too short.
Yeah, I think
We've definitely disappeared for longer. Maybe 10 days, maybe 3. May want to pay in advance and a little bit extra for secrecy if necessary.
Yes.
So they don't ask any extra questions.
We don't even have to say that. Just give him the money and tell him. If he asks, then we can deal with it then.
Sure.
So we'll buy a room for what?
I'll
10
handle it.
days?
I'll handle it.
Sure. But
I'll head up to the barkeep.
Okay.
How big are your rooms, good sir?
He says, well, they're big enough.
Could my companions all fit in one, or
You could, but it would be a little bit cramped. Biggest I have is a 2-bed.
we'll take that. How much is that a night?
If you want the nicer suite, it's going to be 3 silver tonight.
3 silver times 30.
9 gold, Will.
9 gold. I'll give him 9 gold.
Okay.
That
So
should cover it for a while.
you hand him 9 gold, purchasing you days and days and days of time in the room. He hands you over a little key.
Thank you. Are you guys hungry? I'll call back.
of course.
Yeah.
Always.
I'll look back to the barkeep. What do you have?
Okay. He offers you a bunch of different foods and cheap ales. Everything seems to run about a silver. He has some more expensive items, namely what looks to be some hard liquor that's for sale at a bit of a higher price, but that's about it.
I'll give him another gold and say, give us the good stuff.
Okay. He gives you a nod, and when Merton returns to the table, you guys, with 1 gold, are able to purchase enough for a round of food for everybody, and some ale comes with it as well.
Cause for celebration then. Making it to town safely as I hold up my ale here as like a chair to the
I'll
others.
kind of eye my ale, like, disdainfully, like, eh.
Perhaps not too loud of a celebration, then.
Well,
How do
perhaps
people
we can.
drink this stuff?
It goes down easy once you try a little bit. Try. And I kind of look around. Perhaps you could find some information from being friendly. I do have some of this, and I pull out the dragon ale that you made before. Maybe get some people a little bit liquored up. Ask them
What's
some things
that?
around town. The dragon fire ale that you brewed before, Trent.
I look at you very confused. I brewed liquor?
You did with me, actually. Oh, I'm surprised you've forgotten that.
I thought I
Spent days on
grew
it.
drugs.
What?
No.
Oh, don't believe that was. Huh.
He did die.
I look over questioningly over towards Illyria. Is he gonna be okay?
I lean in towards the cool.
Yeah, he just needs to shake it off and sleep.
That was ever since you.
I sit here. I'm very reassuring towards you, though. I'm like, yeah, you're fine, man.
Death tends to delete some memories.
I'll take a swig of the ale. Do any of my memories come back? Pollution.
Do any of your memories come back?
Yeah, when did you lose?
I
your
don't think
memory?
you actually took them from me. I think I did that to myself. But when
Yeah.
I was
Roll
When you got
int.
knocked out and the dreamscape stuff.
yeah, when I died and then came back to life, I made myself think that I was a drug dealer instead of a brewer. Oh, well, that's a really high intelligence check. That's like a 24.
Are you rolling your own, or you're drinking your own beer? Like the...
No, this is just something... Yeah, we'll say I try some of that dragon ale that I had brewed.
Seeing as you chose to forget it, I think you can choose to remember.
I would like to remember it.
I would say that you have a vivid memory of being in the room at that other tavern when you were doing your clandestine brewing there with Zakul.
Oh shit, we almost burned down the bar!
Quieter
Not
on
too
that.
loud.
Quieter on that. We are in here for a couple of days at least.
Brad, you need to learn to keep certain things to yourself.
Brad.
As we're sitting here getting ready to eat, I'll start like distributing the thing. Like, here's a cloak for you. Cloak for you.
Oh, thanks.
Merton, I might have forgotten about yours. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
I
Oh,
didn't
He's
believe.
wearing one.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
see,
wearing
I
one.
have a giant one.
Well,
Hey,
he seemed to be very proficient.
Let's wait till we get to the room, but I got the diamond stuff.
I was wondering why you put on so much weight so fast. I didn't think you.
I'm going to fucking square jaw punch him.
Okay. Make an
I'll
attack
take
roll,
it.
please.
You said you'll eat it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But,
Basically,
by
if
the
you
way,
roll
can
like
you-
a 10 or higher, you're gonna hit him.
Yeah, but she still might crit.
No! I wanted a crit.
She falls off her chair, swinging.
If I
at him.
miss, I'm going at him again. I'm warning you now.
What
I
is that?
remind you, we're trying to
She
lay
rolled a
low.
like.
It was a 5.
Oh, no, you have a tech mod.
Yeah, but
wasn't
it
a
would
luck
be
roll.
strength, so I doubt
It would be
she's got.
strength, so. Oh, it's a 4.
Trent is seated there, and he's not
Oh, no.
paying any attention. He says the fat thing, and you swing your fist and miss him completely. And Trent, you think that Illyria just swatted like a fly that was next to you.
Oh,
Oh my
thanks.
God.
Was there a bug there? I didn't even notice.
Oh my god. Please.
I'll go try to
Like
be nice.
easy now. I'll like
No,
hold out,
please.
pulling them
please.
apart.
I'll
So,
try to be nice to the barkeep.
like I said, let's try to mingle a little bit. Maybe find
I
out.
don't want to
some
make you just called me fat.
Hey,
No, it
guys,
it's what they call humans are called jokes, right?
guys.
No.
Trent?
I have some interesting information. If anyone's interested. The magic shop here in town has like buckets of arcane distil, which is
Oh.
what mana potions are made of, and they have a mana potion per se. It's only a lesser one. It runs about 100 gold, but
I've heard stories. Those are dangerous things to drink. People have died drinking that,
well, if the choice
These
is
people
dying
just die
to an
what we
angel's
do
sword,
anyway, right?
the choice is dying to an angel's sword or dying to a potion. I'll take the potion.
Oh, I think it's
Or
worthy
not
of
die.
a purchase. How much does it cost?
Is Merton at the table with us, or is he
No,
at
he went to the bar.
Yeah,
You
he's
want
at
to
the bar.
mingle with the barkeep?
I mean, it might not even be best on me. I don't know if anybody else is willing to risk it for the biscuit, so to speak. But
Well, you two would have to consider that. A mana potion wouldn't allow Azun to bless me with
he left
anything.
the chair open.
You had your own chair, I believe. It's not like all of us are standing. It's just two people eating.
I'm just telling Merton in his head that what Trent just told us about the store having arcane distil.
Okay.
I just want to see if he wants to see if he try and steal it or not.
Table talk. They definitely told him earlier he's gonna die if he tries to steal in this town.
I don't
Then
know.
again, they don't know he's already dead.
Just
Okay,
fucking murdered someone. I
That's
think
true.
he's okay.
We don't know
True.
that.
You don't
Uh,
know.
well-
Table talk. He just
Yeah.
murdered someone.
That's fine.
But
Hey, old Bessie had it coming.
that distil is
Did
extremely
you
valuable.
see how she was knitting that?
Yeah.
You see that flag
she
she
was
was knitting?
wearing?
That was definitely the flag of the rebellion.
It was like a scarf with like a pentagram on it or
Oh
something.
no.
It was a scarf with like something really nice on it.
Turns out she's like the vendor from the color ones. Anyone want to buy meat?
It's like super wholesome.
She definitely would
Have any of you guys seen a message board in town? Someplace we could leave?
Actually, as we were
Okay.
walking around, will we have been able to see a trading post or some sort of post, like where we could get messages sent out? Some sort of place where.
I would say, yeah, you guys have
Merchants.
probably seen something like that, a little courier.
I nod. Yeah, there was something like that towards the center of town.
I know Merton was supposed to be working on it, but he died. I don't know if he remembers.
We could remind them when we get to the room at least. Maybe try to get the courier message out tonight if possible.
I would have been working it on the travels. I just asked about.
We could also leave a message with a bartender or someone else if need be. Get the
Bartender
courier.
here seems pretty cool. I also know that there's quite a number of elite here in town, wealthy, and I might go rub some noses with them. I know you've done that with me in the past. It's so cool if you're interested in possibly
Sure.
meeting with a court wizard.
I could act as your house Carl once again if necessary.
Now,
But
if we have any extra money, there are a few spells that I wanted to possibly try and pick up either here or on the Wind Ray. That's why I want to kind of meet some of these other wizards.
Well,
Is everyone going off?
Well, not tonight.
No, not yet. Let's
I'm
just
gonna
think
look
of
for a
quick.
boyfriend.
Wait, Illyria. It's good to get in there with, to get some information possibly. Don't get too involved just yet.
Yeah, I'm
but-
gonna like find a
but-
fancy one.
Sure. Are you okay with anything that we may purchase, or did you have something you wanted to purchase in town here?
I don't know, can I make my clothes look nicer?
I'm sure there's
Kind of
some
matches you
embroidery
guys.
shop.
We kind of want to keep a low profile here. I think we're supposed to look for.
Right.
So don't hit on people for information.
It has fur. It's to keep you warm here. No, I think we could. Let's try to make some friends here tonight, even if we might get some more information about what's going on here. I wanted a suggestion, just in case we
Oh
don't
no, I don't really need anything.
we don't meet the same tomorrow that everyone else here does. Just keep that in mind, and maybe we can send a message with the bartender here, so we can leave that trading post message before we retire to our rooms tonight. Does that sound like a good idea?
Wait, I have a question. What kind of information are we looking for, guys? So I can hit on the right person.
We're trying to just find out how Kazatov is being run, what's going on here, just the local flavors.
So a guard.
Nothing. No, nothing necessarily like that. It's even someone who's a native here might know something.
Oh,
Or
so
Why don't you come?
newcomers in town.
Why don't you come meet
Nope.
the rich people tomorrow?
rich people. Trent, I hate rich people. I am a rich people. I hate
I
them.
looked
I
you
am
up
a
and
rich
down.
people.
I definitely seem pretty privileged, but
Let me just interject because I only wanted to say like hello, tender.
I'm sorry.
you went to the bartender to say hi. Can I get a drink?
I was just gonna say
Refill, yeah?
like hello. If my friends are too rowdy, you can just let me know and I'll handle it. And shake his hand.
Sure.
Then I would have
Okay.
went right back.
Yeah, he'd shake your hand then. You can make your way back.
Smile.
Sure. Zankus mentioned the thing about the arcane distal.
Know
You wanted
much
to
about
talk
the
to her about that?
I don't know much about the arcane distal, so you'll have to explain that to me.
It's a
Send
reagent for
Wait, no, we're upstairs.
Yeah, why don't
I just say that. to
Yeah, let's go
Prince Ed.
upstairs because
Why
I'm
don't
gonna
we-
pat my stomach.
why don't we go unpack?
Sure.
okay.
Oh,
I like how we're
retiring
going.
then?
I like how we're going upstairs after he draws us all chairs.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, before we go upstairs, I actually we're still eating here. We can hold that off until later. Merton, did you finish?
No,
message.
let's go unpack.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
eat and go unpack.
Yep, I will eat as fast as I can.
You guys
Sure.
okay?
I want to ask him if we can eat in our rooms or not.
He'd say that's fine.
Can I take your food with me?
Sure, we'll carry the food up then, as possible.
Okay.
Do I notice anybody in this bar that has nice clothes as we make our way towards our room?
As preferably a 9 or higher. I'm only kidding.
I would say that the people here look like pretty run-of-the-mill kind of townsfolk.
Good to know. Olivia, I saw a bunch of hot people over at the
Oh my god, where? Yeah?
Yeah, but you gotta dress nicer if you want to go.
No, I don't like fancy people right now, Trent. I am literally a fancy person. I escaped fancy people, Trent.
Nudge Trent and whisper. Perhaps that is why your chances seem to be dimly. You are too fancy.
Do I hear that? Because I would like to bleh as well. Trent's like my brother.
I'll grab my plate and with my probably have to cast the spell again. Keep my form up here, illusion.
Mm-hmm.
As I walk up my room, not needing crutches.
Okay.
Feels so good.
The key gets you into the largest suite at the end of the hall. This is a stairwell that goes upwards, and then it turns into a hallway here. And you guys step in. There's a large set of 2 beds and a nice wardrobe and all that, as well as windows that outlook into the street.
Oh, could I have paid the bartender to give my horse some feed?
Sure.
Like a copper or two. Sure.
You're aware your horse doesn't have to eat, right?
But I'm
Don't pay
treating it
for
like a
that
horse,
bitch.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, you could just throw your horse in a pocket dimension and never feed it.
Oh, that's cool, but you know, if we're
Keeping
gonna
up
keep it summoned,
appearances.
I will feed it.
Suspicious if you don't.
If I'm not like de-summoning it every time, I would like to treat it like a regular horse.
Okay.
I see you're the humane one.
Dibs on the bed.
I'll sleep
I
on the
sit
floor.
down on the
I don't
floor.
need a bed. I'll just sleep someone else's place.
So for now, tonight, we need to get this message prepared. Possibly leave it with the bartender to run towards the courier tomorrow, just in case the curse was to take us tonight.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
We're not going to leave it with the bartender. I've made arrangements. I will be able to leave it with someone more used to something like that.
Sure, that sounds acceptable, giving like a knowing nod to Merton. But as
Good
for
Can't be trusted with common folk.
as we're unpacking stuff, I start throwing rations and other stuff to the others, and so we seem to have gathered some wealth here.
60
And-
bucket.
I can carry like 10 more.
Okay.
Right now I currently have 3. So
I can give both of you guys 10, or 10 to Trent, 7 to Illyria, and then
Actually,
I'll
I
give.
think I can carry lunch. I'm not carrying that idiot and stuff. I think I can carry like 15, like my fair share of them.
I've already gotten inside with the underbelly of the city. I'm done.
We'll just split it that way, so put that in your inventory. But Merton, so did you find out anything then?
I have given them a taste, and they are certainly interested. They will be finding me. And they need things, and when they do, I will have the message ready.
I'm just gonna take out the 465 gold and put it on the table. That's from the
Sure.
It's from the diamond and the red gem and the green one.
I give Zankis his studded armor and his quarterstaff.
I'm gonna hand Trent his 50 gold diamond. There's that.
So,
I think if you guys would mind, we could work on that message tonight.
yeah, at the very least, I would like to get it to someone tonight before.
Yes. Oh well, we won't be getting it. I mean, I don't think all these other groups are even making their way. They haven't responded, right, Trent? Look at him and.
No, nothing here.
I think we have some time.
Hmm.
They haven't responded. If they start saying we're in the city, we need the message, then we can worry. But
I know nothing about that. Perhaps these other great souls are currently taken by their curse and unable to respond. When they return, if we're taken, we may miss each other conveniently each time.
I'm
I would
expecting
like-
to miss each other, which is why I'm getting an in-between for
Sure.
us.
We're also leaving. This is the cipher you're giving, right? The actual message we're gonna leave somewhere.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Well, the cipher is going through the amulet. The message I will leave with.
Right.
Our
Okay.
They'll distribute it, right? Like, it's not going to force everyone to come here if they can't make it.
Yeah, that is the hope.
Depending on how well we impress the people here, we can do various or varying things. So
We
that
could at
seem-
least, we could at least tell which cities it goes to once we get it distributed a little.
yeah. I mean,
The hopes that they're nearby to some of those.
I only had the first brushing with them. You know, no one should be trusting of someone on the first meeting, so can't expect to already have reached a deal. But right now, I need all your help to finish this cipher. Need some feedback and whatnot, and then we can send that out.
Now,
Oh,
while
you
you guys
need
are
me now?
chit-chatting, there's been plenty of motion throughout the tavern, like the sound of people eating through the wall downstairs and whatnot. Eventually, you hear something that sounds like it's actually getting close to you, and you guys think somebody is traveling down the hallway. A few somebodies.
I put up a hand.
Oh,
Like,
someone's coming.
I'm gonna put the money away, actually.
Okay.
Maybe under a pillow on the bed or something.
I'll take
Just
it for
quickly
now,
out of
Lyria.
sight, yeah.
I'll take it right now.
You're not doing the
Oh,
fat
okay.
technique?
No, not the fat thing.
How much is the total?
465 in the bag.
Sure, I'll put it underneath my armor with the rest of my gold.
I'll wave Illyria over to this corner because she's pretty close to the door.
Sure.
What if I can seduce them?
There's a tap at the door.
I'm gonna point to myself quietly, like me.
I'll shoo them away.
I'll put the cloak over myself, covering my face, or at least my draconic helmet. A little bit.
Is everyone getting away from the door a little bit?
Does the door
I
open
wanna be
inward?
by the door.
Does the door open inward or outward?
I guess inward.
I'll open it with a smile.
Oh, we should be sitting on the bed, looking very unsuspicious.
You see what looks like a woman in expensive dress with two very heavily armed guards behind her. And
Please don't be my mom.
she looks over and sees you there, Merton, and says, "Oh, hello. My name is Audrey. I was wondering if Mr. Goldenbrow was around?"
Nice to meet you, Audrey. Yes, he's over here. What business do you bring?
Oh, no,
I'll step around so she can see me. I'm
she
still in my alter self.
she kind of like peers around the doorway there and stares into the room and sees your motley crew and Trent seated on the bed there in the corner. And she says, "Oh, Mr. Goldenbrow, I heard that you had entered into town. I thought that maybe we could talk for a bit."
Awesome. Please, come in. I'll step aside, hold the door for them.
Did you already insight check it? Because I would like to, as I'm looking over at them.
I was
Okay.
very suspicious of her.
Sure. Yeah, you guys can roll insight.
Do they seem like professional assassins by any chance? As I'm insight checking?
Disadvantage. Damn it.
Oh no.
17, 19.
I rolled terribly.
I would say that all of you, with the exception of Zakul, can tell that this woman has ulterior motives, but you don't know what they are.
Step around.
She steps into the room, but you can sense a bit of reluctance as well with that roll. She doesn't completely come in, only hanging in the, kind of the doorway. And she says, I appreciate the invitation, but I just wanted to speak briefly, but perhaps in private sometime. Are you going to be in town for a while there, Mr. Goldenbrow?
How briefly? You want me to just go down and grab another room? We could just step over into a place where we might not be heard?
I was thinking of something a little bit more formal.
Would you like to,
what do you
escort
say
me
to dinner this
tomorrow?
evening?
Oh, okay. This evening. Is it, still... Did we just have lunch, or was that dinner we just ate?
You guys just had dinner.
Yeah. I see no problem with that. What do you say, I'll give the name of that fancy place. She looks like she's kind of well-to-do, right? Or is she,
When you mention that place, her face alights, and she says, "That's perfect. I'll have to go and get ready, but what do you say you meet me there in maybe an hour? I'll have a table ready for us."
Trent,
Alright.
I didn't know you made friends in town already. How did
Yeah, so
you two
quick.
meet? How do you know each other?
I can't say that I've met this fine lady before now, and I'll turn and smile.
She smiles at the rest of you guys and says, Oh no, we haven't met yet.
Not to
But
be
you heard
rude.
he was in town.
Not to be rude, miss, but this is a very close friend of ours. Someone who's traveled for a long time with us. Could you
You
at
wouldn't be
least
against
give
Oh,
us
am
an
I
idea
interrupting
on this
something?
one?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to wait, and
No. You're fine to borrow Trent. We just wanted to know at least your name or something.
Or how
We
you
don't
heard he
think-
came into
Audrey
town.
is her name.
Audrey.
I think whatever meeting you're having, we should go as well.
Guys, it'll be all right. I think
No.
I'll be fine with the fine
I'm
lady
gonna
here.
glare at Trent.
No, I don't let him go. But I give like a exchange of glances over towards Merton. Like, we're definitely gonna follow him, type of look.
You said 1 hour. I will be waiting and dressed a little bit nicer than I am currently.
she looks like she's a little bit put off by the exchange that's just gone down. But when you say that, she looks over and goes, "Splendid. Well, I'll see you in an hour then."
How old does she look?
She looks like she's maybe like 10 years Trent's senior. Like she's a bit older than him.
I'm gonna look at. Oh wait, did she leave
As
yet?
soon as I hear them like down the stairs, I'm gonna turn and just be like, "Guys,
Yeah, she's
How
done.
did
I'm
she
not-
hear you came to town?
I'm not gonna be stupid. I
How? Who recognized you?
nobody.
Then how did she hear you came to town?
I've kept this form, and I mean, I showed my papers to a couple people, but they're the ones that Merton forged for me.
We just got here and someone's already knows
Yes,
exactly
seriously.
where we are.
Did you
and
ask
exactly
for
who
anything?
We are.
Did you ask for some sort of meeting? You
You
mentioned
showed your
you wanted
papers
to
to
meet
someone?
some
What did those
nobles
papers
earlier.
say?
I'll hand them over to Illyria.
Did they say Trent
they-
Goldenbrow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Who'd you show them to?
A town guard and the guy at the fancy restaurant.
Why did
Well,
you?
Ugh.
Are we having a? Why did you show them your papers? Aren't we? We're not supposed to be Trent.
I needed to get the honeycomb.
I
You
Merton,
should have
could've-
said
is
us
there
to
any-
get them for you.
I could have
Oh.
made you something. Now that everything is blown already.
Now, Merton, what do you suspect this is about? I'm suspecting foul play right now.
I don't know this woman.
Tinder.
Martin, do you think you can disguise yourself and sit at a table nearby?
I can just make two of you invisible, and you guys can just follow us.
They're not going to be fooled by that. If it's anything we need to be worried about, they're not going to be fooled. And if it's something we don't need to worry about, we don't even need to be there in the first place. So,
Yeah, but how does she just...
Well, this could also be an opportunity for us to find out more about that hit. Maybe this is the icy hand. Maybe this is where we find out, or where we can
it would be
seize this to find out about
absolutely
the key.
foolish to send Trent.
Oh,
Alone.
of course,
To
not
send
alone.
him at all.
Why
Hmm.
don't we just have someone...
No, at this point, when he mentions that, like, did you want to
I wanna
try
smile,
disguising
Martin.
yourself as Trent?
What's up?
You seem to be able to imitate a limp of some sort, Trent, Merton.
Can you make Martin look like you?
No, I can only do that to myself.
I could make me
Ugh.
look like him.
Oh,
And then as soon as she goes to shake your hand or something,
Precisely.
you would be foiled.
I mean, that's why I wanted to say that I was just going to go. Be straight up and adamant, but... I still
You
do
could
that.
you could give that invisibility to Zenkes. You could walk around, keep a
I don't
lookout
wanna
for
be
Mr.
invisible.
Merton.
I just want to go
No.
with him.
I said
She
to
is right.
Zenkes, you are going, Merton, and Zenkes is gonna be invisible, watching your back, telepathically speaking to you if he sees something out of the ordinary,
Fine.
a trap or something.
She has the right to guards. If she doesn't allow you to have companion as well, then she's a hypocrite. And
Oh no, I can be there, or even someone else like Illyria, but I think Zenkes having someone hidden might be a good idea.
I'm gonna go find information.
well, now I'm double thinking on we shouldn't be alone again because they already know we're here.
True, all of us leaving Trent here would be a mistake too. You want me to stay back here with Trent?
Trent? Isn't Trent going to the dinner?
I thought you were disguising as Trent to go. Wasn't that the plan just now?
They're
No,
not
you
gonna
can't
be
be-
fooled by that.
What do you mean
Yeah.
by invisibility won't work?
We
It's the perfect plan.
we are
You
up
seem to
against
be-
literal gods and angels.
Well,
And if they
no.
can see you, then we'll know. That
I immediately shake
done.
my head. Merton, this doesn't necessarily mean that's who they are. This could very well be the icy hand that Trent talked about earlier, finishing up on their hit. This could be more mundane. We can deal with this and find out what's actually going on. Who hired them? And if they're not, gods, they're just very experienced mercenaries or assassins. We can deal with
Just-
that. Magical.
Just send
means
me with
using-
Trent, and if things go bad,
I mean, if she travels with bodyguards, you guys can too, right? Or Trent can too.
yeah.
Just go with him.
Here's what we'll do. I'll make Illyria and Zenkus invisible.
What? But
all
why me?
All four of us will go to the restaurant.
Oh,
When we get there, I will leave Merton and Sakul at the gate or door where you can see what's going on. Because I'm sure she'll leave her guards there as well. And then I'll go over and have the lunch or the dinner with Zakul or with Zenkus and Illyria invisible. And if anything goes awry, then Zenkus can speak to my mind and I will exit.
Fine.
Sure.
You prepare for your dinner. I'm
I'm
going,
Seems
gonna
fine
go
with
get
me.
fancied up.
I'm going downstairs to see the barkeep knows about it.
Guess let's just find information another time.
look over.
Barkeep,
Sorry to ruin your date night there, Illyria.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're not really that sorry, huh?
We
Rest,
have
you let me go?
much bigger things on our plate than you finding a boyfriend.
Well, I am just afraid that while we're all worried about Trent, you may become a ulterior target to whatever nefarious things are going on here.
You go downstairs and head down into the little bar area there, Trent. And seeing the barkeep.
do you have a place where I could freshen up a shower or bath house?
Of course, there's one around back.
Is the water heated, any chance?
Not exactly.
Oh, well, it's okay. I'll make do. Thank you.
He nods.
I'll go back there and use as much produced flame as I need to heat this water so that I don't literally freeze to death when I wash off.
It's like a barrel with water, and the top inch is just ice.
I'll heat it up for a while here and
Okay.
then wash myself.
Okay.
Barkeep, forgive me.
He looks
Didn't
over.
get your name before.
Your guy's barkeep's name is
Cal Jr.
Cal Jr. My name is Farrell.
Harold, you may call me Merton. That woman who walked in here with 2 guards, did you see her?
How could I not?
Do you know who that is?
Of course I do. That's Audrey from House Dallaire. She came up to the bar, asked if you were staying here. What room?
Yes, we don't know who she is or what she wants. Do you have any idea what that could mean?
He shrugs his shoulders. Well, the Dallaires have many friends, and they seem to be keen to chat, you could say.
So, it should be interesting. I
You
guess we should be
seem
honored.
perhaps worried, my friend.
Well, seems strange to come into a town and someone so important is already knocking on your door.
How old
Or
is your character, by the way,
Or
in appearance?
confused. I think he looks about 40.
Okay. He says, Oh, it must have been a long time off the saddle for you.
Perhaps. I guess we'll find out. I'll let you know.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Perhaps a little bit nervous as well. Well, I go make sure friend doesn't freeze back there.
He gives you a smile, and as you're going across the room, he says, shouting, "You know we sell liquid courage if you need any."
Oh, it doesn't have much effect on my old body, but I appreciate it.
He smiles as you go off. Trent,
Can
you
I
get
finish
cleaned
my
up.
bath? Come back in wearing my fancy clothes.
I don't know why,
feels
but
good.
that song, like, fresh, so fresh, or whatever, I don't know what the fuck it's called that played.
Did you buy a new set of fine clothes after you gave me?
No, this is like the 200 gold magical self-repairing
Yeah,
clothes.
the mending one.
Why don't you have these back?
The
Trent?
fresh to death.
They've been wearing me down. Throw them back,
sure.
because
Do
Can
I
I
know
be up
you have
here?
money? I pretty broke. I got 15 gold you can have if you want it.
no, it's
I'll
fine.
take it.
I'm gonna need some money for dinner tonight, I think.
I don't think so. You were invited. I'm sure you won't get anything.
She's a lady.
You should still offer to pay.
Yeah.
You should have the money no matter what, even if he doesn't use it.
Can I borrow some of that diamond money, Lyria?
I don't have it.
You guys
But
see
Nacho's cool.
Zencast or Zakul on the floor here. I'm just like polishing all the dirt that Merton rubbed all over my armor off. to make my
Trust the
armor shiny again.
digitation. Your armor is clean.
Huh. Well, that solves something. How much did you have in mind? As I look up towards Trent.
Um,
Now, Trent, you know that a noble's dinner can run you anywhere from maybe, 20, 30 gold if they're feeling like just, being basic, up to, potentially a couple thousand.
I'd say 100 gold should be safe. I won't break the bank here. And like Merton said, she'll probably pay, but it would be nice to be able to offer.
I look him up and down. Like, do I trust Trent with 100 gold here?
This would be hilarious if Trent had to, like, dine and dash on, like, a 2,000 gold ticket.
I will give you 40 gold. I will
Diamond
hold the
double
rest if you
star.
need any more outside.
Well, if you're gonna, hold the gold, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pay for 2 meals with 50. I might as well leave it all with you, and then when the check comes, I can wave you over if I do have to pay.
Sure. If we're going with this routine again, then I can be your wallet, your housecarl, and
Now,
one who carries your burdens.
I do have one minor issue with
Oh no.
with our current plan.
Uh-oh.
If I'm gonna make
Only one?
a couple of you guys invisible, I'm not gonna be able to walk. I'm gonna be crutching it over there.
So do you want me to just sit out and you can fill me in later?
You're at an extreme risk if you sit out.
No, I think Illyria had some other plans around town.
If you really don't want to go there, you don't have to. I'd feel safer with you there.
Yeah, I don't
Assuming
know.
something happens.
We are being literally hunted. Go
Sure.
out alone. Night.
Yeah, but when was the last time you got some poon, Martin?
Oh,
Well, Illyria, I do want you to keep in mind.
My
what
wife
Merton's
before
saying
she
is
was
true.
murdered.
50,000 years ago.
Make sure you're smoozing with, some sort of purpose in mind, not just.
oh. So I can't just go out.
Daddy's a cool here. Be
Even
back
if you
by
have
4
10,000.
or I'll kill you.
I thought of another good one. Treat her like a whore and Dimension Door.
Wow.
And with that, we will end the session.
As we prepare to go on like an escorted date for Trent here.
An escorted assassination.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have to get the
you're
Trump
literally gonna
transgender
get
token
my-
again.
You're gonna get shot by a bullet in your chest. And like, oh, I wasn't ready for that.
BP turns around the corner,
Big gun turret.
shoots him in the chest.
Celestine sent me. Like wheels off.
Die, Tyrant Star.
Audrey was just like BP with a like 20, like a nat 20 disguise check the whole time. You just never noticed.
How do we not see the trash can?
Gets Jimmy into her room, like throws the clothes off. It's just a trash can with like 10 guns.
I had no idea.
Oh fuck!
Hey, time to use those 3 bullets. I've been
Anyway, that was a great session. Thanks for coming by, guys. And to all the players, I think you did great. Audience, good to have you. Patrons, couldn't do it without you. And we'll see you tomorrow for some more D&Dizzle on Tuesday. Adios.
We certainly did a lot.
Thank you for the session.
No problemo. I'm sorry you didn't get to whore it up.
It's okay.
No, she gets her chance next time. She's gonna split off, pour it up in the town, right? I mean, what?
What could
make
go
a
wrong?
nice boyfriend. Make a nice.
I'm
Cane number
getting
2.
information.
Cane number 2.
About his shoe size.
Town.
What
House.
size feet do you have?
Alright, this date is over.
If I were to buy you a pair of socks, would I get large? Large.
Extra,
Large,
extra large.
medium, or small?
It's like that scene in The Office when Michael Scott asks if she was could her and I get in a rowboat together.
Wow.
Would she capsize a canoe?